we're now streaming, apparently. There we go.
Hello, YouTube.
All right.
Hello.
We're back.
We're back.
Funny. Whee! Yes, you're back on YouTube.
Woohoo!
Yes, we are back.
Oh, can I tell everybody that we're aliens? And you are not. And you're
I knew it. You guys are aliens.
Don't do it again. Don't blow our cover like the last time. With the tacos. Always with the tacos.
Everybody, we're not normal.
No, care. We're as normal as everybody else, including the big stink.
Proof. This is all proof. We're all live on this.
No.
And nothing says undercover like live stream.
That's not normal.
I don't care.
Come on, Gas.
Don't
Big
care,
head
Dad.
isn't normal.
No, it's not.
All right, let's introduce ourselves.
I guess, yeah. So I'm Novi D, and I'm like the project manager, and I voiced Gaz, I voiced Tack at one point, and Sizzler, and just some random extras here and there.
Grr. Also, Scourge 27-1.
Okay. I don't know what order we're going in.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, in that case, I guess I will just quickly say I'm Stanley Orr. I voice Zim's computer and any other voices Navi needs me to do. So yeah, there you go. Pretty much that.
I guess what I'm Shining Cecil, and I do the voice of Zim and other incidental characters that Navi needs as well in her projects.
I am Daydreamer Night, and you call me Daydreamer or Day Denied or Day or Dreamer or Night. And I voice I was gonna say Zim for some reason.
What?
and I voice Dib and Invader Zim. And a master superstition detective. Hi, everybody.
So, what's the subject of this particular stream? I think it's a preview for getting ready for the preview of It Feeds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the impression I was under, considering the title of the live stream right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And then right after that, I have some announcements I wanted to make with everybody if we're all on board on doing these projects.
By the way, don't be fooled by the anime.
What was that?
Like I have an announcement right after you do the preview.
No, watch the video. Wait, watch the video.
So I could get everybody on board on this.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm watching.
All right, just let me set it up. It's been a while since I've used this.
That's it.
Think that's working.
Ah, there it is.
That's working. Cool.
Dang.
Hey, there's me.
I see yeah.
Oh my god.
So the thing about this is I've noticed with the voiceover internet protocol that when there's people talking, it'll actually cut out the audio on the thing you're listening to. I've noticed that on Skype a lot, so just a heads up.
Yeah, I will go ahead and mute my microphone.
Yeah,
me too.
Heads up.
I can't see it anymore.
Is it working with the audio?
It once you left.
There we go. Just click on her name. Like it says Navi. Just click on it and you'll see it. Or you could go to
Give me a hack then. That isn't a
live. I'm not sure though.
I don't think this is working.
No, it's not
I
working.
see the pictures moving, but I don't hear anything.
That's true.
Oh, okay. Well, there's supposed to be like a audio option, but I can't friggin' find it. Of course. What was it? There was a option that I saw last time. that you could
Well,
share with
you're just
audio.
gonna post this on YouTube anyway later, so that'll be
Oh,
good.
yeah. Well, it won't be today then because this version isn't really done. But like, where is that share audio button? I can't find it.
Well, that was a dumb move of mine.
What did you do?
I almost added the creepy fire in the background. I'm like, no, they're in a safe place now. They don't need to be in creepy fire mode right now.
Yeah, well, I guess we can move on to Daydreamer's news while I figure this out.
All right, Daydreamer, what's your news?
All right.
All right. While Navi is out there fixing, so I had a couple ideas that we could try and implement for our group. You know, just to like get the views and the likes and whatnot. But in all seriousness, so I have a couple of ideas, and some of them are actually like what you guys talked on our last session.
Mhm.
I think it was Stanley. I think that when you guys were doing a questionnaire on but playing as your own characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was thinking like, oh, we could do that, like making a video on that too. It would be kind of
neat.
Huh?
That'd be pretty neat, actually.
Yeah. That's what that would be really nice to do. Playing our own characters and just answer the questions, but like, what would they say in their own personas?
Right.
I
A note on that.
easily do that for Gur.
When I did that for the project, I had to do like I think it was like a month's worth of build up from the point I announced it, and then I kept, spamming. Well, not spamming. I kept, dropping news about it on the various accounts of the project.
Yeah.
Kept constantly reminding people that it's happening, and I think my biggest, well, it's been a while, but the biggest contributor in that one was DeviantArt. I had a DeviantArt page for my project, but at that point, I had like 20 people following me or something. So like, I don't know. I'm just saying, that's what I found when I did mine. That it helped to give it some time for people to, get more and more people involved.
Yeah. that sounds really awesome, actually.
Yep, and definitely helps to constantly post updates on the various social media platforms and stuff.
Yeah. And I also found out when I was on Twitter, and you remember the last session we talked about how it's called Black Hat, that pilot show that keeps on popping up.
Oh, Illness.
That one person who was spamming it a whole bunch.
Yeah, that one. I watched it, and it actually reminds me a lot of Evil Con Carne to the point where it's probably ripoff.
Yeah.
Anyways, what the heck? I can't stop that.
So, have you guys seen their latest episode? Like their last one until? No? This one.
I watched. I wasn't really interested in the show after the first few.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, mostly in this one, it was like they were doing questionnaires.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Q&As,
like
okay, yeah.
they're doing questionnaires on their as their own characters.
Well, good. That's a good way to get audience involved.
Yeah, and it's all animated. And
Yeah.
everything was all animated, which was like very interesting. But the only problem was that it was all in Spanish.
Well, yeah, but
yeah, it was
the
like
point still that's where a majority of their audience is, though, right?
yeah, it feels like that's where it kind of originated, actually.
So I would imagine most of their audience speaks that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So like, and I would imagine most of Navi's audience probably is English speaking for the most part.
I would say so, yeah.
Yep.
I don't really speak any other languages, so you know.
But yeah, so
That is right, eh?
That's good though. That's a good way. Sorry, I'm glad to see that other people are doing it too.
Hey.
That's right.
Yeah, when I'm not going to the Timmies, I'm just saying
Yeah, Canadian it's its own separate language from English.
Yeah.
It is, eh?
Yeah, I had to wear my toque the other day. It was so cold.
Yes.
Hey.
Although I've never
so-
actually had poutine, really.
I have a question. If A is like something that Canadians say, how come the guy from Happy Days always said it?
Maybe he's a Canadian.
Oh, Fonzie.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
I don't know. Americans say it, but they say eh.
Henry Winkler
Yeah.
just had
Yeah.
a mind of his own. I guess at the time he was just doing his thing.
It's a very nuanced subject, that.
Well,
Nuance.
I was thinking about me and my friend were singing the Brady Bunch yesterday at work.
Also, I figured a way around the audio thing. I could just use my speakers.
That
Well,
works.
yeah, actually.
And the speakers
that-
are right behind my microphone, so for well.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. I'll go ahead and mute my microphone again.
Same.
Okay.
Where are they?
Cool. Works.
Down.
Come on, guys, you promised. You remember? I did your chores for a week. I swore I'd let you pick the restaurants the last 2 times in exchange for letting me pick this time. Besides, it's not my fault Bloaties is temporarily closed. I'm not the one who called the health department.
I know you didn't. That's why you're still breathing. But if I ever find out who did, they are going to pay.
And I'm paying, so I should pick the restaurant.
You found money in one of Dad's coat pockets in the
Oh,
closet.
forgot.
A coat he hasn't used in months. Besides, if I didn't, we'd still be fighting over that one orange in the fridge. Come on, guys, you promised. You remember? I did your chores for a week. I swore I'd let you pick the restaurants the last 2 times in exchange for letting me pick this time. Besides, it's not my fault Bloaties is temporarily closed. I'm not the one who called the health department.
I know you didn't. That's why you're still breathing. But if I ever find out who did, they are going to pay.
And I'm paying, so I should pick the restaurant.
You found money in one of Dad's coat pockets in the closet.
A coat he hasn't used in months. Besides, if I didn't, we'd still be fighting over that one orange in the fridge. Can't believe Dad forgot to get groceries again this month.
I can. Fine. I guess it's better than nothing.
This looks like a pretty good place. A little weird looking, though.
You think everything is weird.
Good evening. How would you like to try our succulent special? Everything delight. It has everything in it. Okay. Splendid. One of everything delight. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle.
Okay, maybe that's a little weird.
Thank you. Was that so hard to admit?
Don't let it go to your head. Just pay the man.
Oh no. This order is a free. On the house. Special 1-day promotion. Thank you. Come again.
Cool, free food. Let's go home.
Boy, this bag is heavy. Oof.
Victory is Zim's! Zim has stolen food from the dib.
Okay, seriously? He's using those metal legs on the backpack thing and no one is noticing? Do you have any idea how annoying this is?
I'm getting a clue.
Ha! By stealing the dib's food and eating it, dib will grow weaker and Zim will grow stronger! Victory is Zim's!
Damn you, Jack!
Oh, forget it, Dib.
But,
Let's just go order something else from that pizza place down the street.
but,
You can get Sim later. And since you already used your turn, it's my turn.
Hey.
Not too bad.
Awesome.
Oh, we put the right thing in.
Yeah, that was good. But doesn't Zim realize that he can't handle human food? So this has bad idea written all over it.
Yeah, because Zim always has great ideas.
just ingenious ideas.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, he's trying to build tolerance to human food. Like when Zim eats waffles, he's like trying to get the tolerance to the human food. He's like, this might actually be a good way to build tolerance to how humans filthy food kind of thing,
Yeah, but he was also doing it to shut Gur up.
Well, yes, that too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
In the final
Am I annoying, Master?
I'm not at liberty to answer.
Oh,
Not at
man.
all.
You don't know?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Fine, I do that all the time at work. And I work in a call center, so I put myself on mute and just belch.
That wasn't muted.
Belch.
Oh crap! I thought that was muted.
Professionalism,
I seriously thought I hit the mute button on my microphone. Great,
Imagine
okay.
that.
Well, on the plus side, it's an Invader Zim live stream, so not that out of place.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I am
One of the
so
many
sorry.
sound
I
effects.
don't think they ever used burping things in the series.
You're right. I was wrong for saying that it didn't sound out of place.
But I enjoyed it. I just feel kind of embarrassed just by hearing my own voice.
No,
Yeah, you get better at it with practice.
I
but-
think he already is good at it.
No.
No, I mean like if you're embarrassed by hearing your own voice, like it goes away after a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's just the whole thing, just hearing your own voice, it tends to get embarrassing, but you get over it.
It's a bit odd at first, yeah, because of course you're only used to hearing what you hear in your head kind of thing, and then as soon as you hear like an extra.
and I always tend to like, oh, that sounds so bad. I could have done it better.
Like that's what I sound like.
Yeah, like, oh, I should have done better.
I remember the first time that happened to me, and it was actually my first like a DS handheld that I had, and I used like the record your voice option. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna record myself saying something, and I played it back, and I'm like, oh, I sound like 5 years younger than I thought I did. This is interesting.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Good times. Now I'm used to it.
Yeah.
No, the worst though is when people have you on speakerphone and you're talking and you can hear yourself talking while you're talking, and it's just like, oh no.
And the problem is, of course, I start to talk slower when I start to hear the latency. It's like, and how was your day?
Yeah.
You have to fight it. Just keep talking normally and just ignore it.
Oh, it's hard. Gotta keep it
is so
I've
hard.
never had a problem hearing my voice on the recorder. Whenever I listen to my episodes, I like it.
Well, good.
That's good.
That's not very common. A lot of people tend to, like me included, have to get used to it.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
honestly, like I just enjoy everybody like working hard, trying to get this right.
It's so cool when it all comes together too. Like hearing all the separate pieces being put together, especially since there's like not recorded in one room or anything. Like it's all done separately. But hearing it all is pretty neat.
And it fits so perfectly with each other. Like, oh, like they sound like they work together in the same room.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're all playing off of each other's like sentences and whatnot. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All in the timing.
But how many times? But they just don't know how many times we had to do recorders. We had to say the same lines over and over just to match like what kind of reaction the person we're conversing is gonna say.
Yeah, I always make sure that I just like throw out like 3 or 4 different versions of the same line, like different intonations and stuff, depending on That way all the bases are covered.
Pretty much.
I know we never told sorry.
That's okay.
I know we never told the people that we wanted to answer questions, but we could come up with questions we could ask our characters. Like, I have a question for Dib.
Okay.
If you ever were successful in exposing Zim and you put him in jail, what would you do after that? You've already completed your mission. Who would you hunt then?
I will go beyond my dreams, discovering Bigfoot, uncovering ghosts, solving mysteries that no one has solved before, Find treasures. Yes.
I'm just like saying, like, what if like Zim is the only paranormal thing out there, and once you caught him, then you've just basically ruined your only chance at having what you wanted to do, which is be a paranormal investigator.
That's
What
sad.
if he's it?
It's like
No, Mom, you didn't answer it fully. Mom, this is the question. I'm asking, what if he's like the only thing? And you, even if you did try and do complete yourself, you didn't, because there's no one else for you to fight. You're done. It's
He would
like
build a
Loki
time
gets
machine,
Doom.
or get Professor Membrane would build him a not time machine.
or he'll be like, Bill will be like, huh? I didn't think of that. I was like, maybe. Wait,
Yeah.
has my existence been a lie all this time? What's going on?
I don't know which is funnier, the idea of Dib like not having anything to do after that, or the idea that after so many years of being stuck trying to deal with Zim, he just like finally just gets exhausted over it and moves on when it's over.
Maybe.
I don't know which is funnier.
I'm just saying, like, didn't Dib ever? I mean, he hadn't had anything to do until Zim came to his school, and then he doesn't realize that once he does capture Zim, if he ever does, then the rest of the paranormal creatures are either not existent or they're too smart for him to just stumble across.
Well, I think he has other things to do besides deal with Zim. Like a few episodes of the comic, he had like I like that one episode he was dealing with big feats, and what was it? Debunking Chickenfoot. He seemed to actually enjoy that, despite being like it not being real. He enjoyed debunking it.
True. I'm just saying, like, it just seems that those things that he managed to do seemed like to fail in comparison to his fight against Zim. So I'm just saying, what if he basically makes his life dull by capturing Zim?
Again, the time machine thing.
I'm not, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So here are the other ideas I wanted to guys tell you about. So have you guys heard of Gmod?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So-
Gary's mod or Gmod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Gary's mod.
Yeah.
Gary's mod. Gmod. How many guys do you guys have it?
I don't have it, but I've
I
heard of
have
it.
I do not have it. I just
I have
watched YouTube
Okay.
videos.
I don't play it a lot. I only played it once and got bored really quickly.
Well, this will be a doozy.
What about you, Scourge?
I've never heard of it. I don't
Never
play
heard of
many
it?
video games. The only video game I really want to play right now is the new Kingdom Hearts game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So for those of us who have heard of it and those who have not, Gmod is mostly a game that where you could play as any character as you want and you just free roam. But there's other games you could play, so like hide and seek, prop hunts, like all the good stuff. And I was gonna say, like, since there's a special going on in Steam, like which is right now they're like it's $5.99, which is $10 before. I was thinking like if we could all play like use Gmod and we could all play together and we could play as our own model characters.
I'm gonna have to pass on that.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm not-
I
yeah.
don't like to pay money.
It's a good idea, but Gmod's really not my thing.
All right. That's
fair.
one of the suggestions I
fair.
have. I just wanted to get
Also,
everybody on
the
board.
fact
That's
it's
it.
called Gmon makes me think of Pokemon and Digimon.
In a way, yeah.
It's more of a sandbox game, really.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
a
just mess around
sandbox.
with props and stuff and do whatever you feel like.
Yeah, pretty much. Parody.
Yeah, I just want to
parody.
get everybody on board. But like if not everyone's into it, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for throwing that out there, though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no problem. My
I
next
like
one.
games where you can battle people like in Kingdom Hearts. Plus, I'm a Disney fan.
Okay.
Disney's pretty cool.
What was the other one?
The next one was like we could. I was just making sure this was like okay for not only for us, but also like we could do it on YouTube, or we could do like make a video out of it, whichever it is. Is that we could all watch some Invader Zim episodes.
I don't know. YouTube's gonna I wonder if YouTube's going to start getting touchy with the copyright system, especially.
Oh yeah, no. I
made
made
new one coming out.
so yeah. So I made sure I checked on the whole YouTube. I did my research, and it just so what it said is mostly that if we were to watch it live, as long as we're making like comments and not just staying quiet throughout the whole video, it won't be taken down. And the other option,
commentary.
Yeah, just do commentary throughout the whole episode without having YouTube can't really say, oh, you're watching the whole episode for free and letting other people watch it. They can't do that.
My other concern would probably be the lag, right?
Yeah, but then here's the other option, which is we could make a video out of it, just us commenting it, but only on those parts that we commented about. You get what I mean?
That'd probably be better.
Yeah, and mostly they can't take it down because we're not showing the whole episode. We're just showing parts where we actually talk and we're like mess around. We're just laughing like, what's with this episode? Imagine if Zim were like, oh, like what if we were to turn this? What would happen?
Oh wait, are you saying like in character?
Whichever, in character or out character, like
I don't know. Personally, I think it'd be funner out of character, only because like then you'd have to come up with not only lines that fit the characters, but also jokes that actually land.
Whoa.
If you're like out of character, it's real casual and stuff. People are more accepting of
we're
that.
kind of already doing that right now, where we when we talk to each other and I talk to Zim in my girl voice, we improv, and it's not that hard.
So I apologize for cutting off me.
So we should improv throughout the using our own characters to do the reaction.
Yeah. Gaz wouldn't say anything for most of it. She'd be saying, "Oh, turn it down. I'm too busy playing a video game or something."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or
I bet she'll be like, I bet she'll be bored, saying like, "Oh my god, that is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen."
Just be whining the whole time. Just
like,
can we play something else?
All right. You remember how I said I only had like 30 minutes?
Yeah.
The time is now up, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So I want everybody on board on that. What are your thoughts?
I don't really see the computer having much to do there, but I think it's a good idea. I actually like that one a lot.
Interesting idea, but we'd have to. I don't know how to put watch a episode of a series live.
I can. I know how to do it.
Okay.
Have you guys heard of a website called Rabbit?
No.
No?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So it's everyone's been using it. Not many people know it, but mostly like you. So you just like, it's a website called Rabbit, and what it does is that once I send like a link, like it's the same thing with like how we're doing right now, talking to each other live.
Oh yeah, and they have like a video playing or something.
Yeah, you have video playing, but mostly it's the host that picks the video.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know how to use the website, and I know what website to use, so we could watch some Invader Zim episodes.
It'd be cool if we did a practice run with that, just to make sure we get the idea of it and everything.
Oh yeah.
One that's like not officially live or anything, or really not promoted a whole bunch.
As a pilot in its own right.
Yeah, technically a pilot of a commentary thing.
Yeah. So like that's what I mean. Like, should we do it like in a live stream, or should we go like make highlights on make highlight reactions throughout the whole episode?
I like the highlight thing, not only because it's less likely to be copy struck, but then you have more control over the editing and timing. And even if you edit it or sync things up to a certain way, or depending on the pacing and everything, you could really make some funny stuff with just editing alone.
Oh yeah.
That could add a lot to something.
Yeah, and you cut out all the boring parts too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Where everyone's just sitting there quietly and like nothing really is happening to comment on.
Yeah, it's like a best of highlights sort of montage in a way.
Yeah.
Okay. We could try doing all our parts. And Novi could put it in her video bit since her channel bases on that.
Well, that's another good reason to record it and not do it live, because then you can add effects to the voices and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, because some people, I remember some of you guys saying you needed your voices pitched higher or a little lower and stuff like that. And if we record it ahead of time, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
It's literally me every time I play Gas. It's like it's either too high or it's too low. I can't win.
For me, I'm like it's not high enough. It's not high enough.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I really do have to go now.
No
All
worries.
right.
It's fine.
So
Right,
we're all
so-
set on
We're good.
what we thought.
Enjoy the what was that?
Oh, I said like, is everyone set on what we our thoughts on the video?
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. I'm not sure if I'll be able to like keep it up and stuff and do it a lot.
Hey, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. If you can't make it, that's fine. You're not important.
I mean, you're actually not wrong in terms of the computer voice. He just sort of has a few stuff thrown in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta go. Enjoy
All
the
right.
rest of the live stream. I'll see if I can pop in later, and if not, have a good day.
Sure.
All right.
You too, buddy.
All right,
All right.
bye.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
To level
Got to level
30, and I
30.
was supposed to get to level 31.
Oh my god, I could actually see Gaz just raging on that. Oh, remember that? Oh. remember?
And I can
remember?
see Gur not really caring if he made Gaz mad.
I know.
Know that you like to dance.
Shut up.
Oh,
You like to dance?
my favorite part was the one episode where they when she was in line to get that new video game,
Oh yeah,
and some fat kid just cuts right in front of her.
I know he cut behind her, but he was just kept talking to her about stuff she didn't care about. He's just like, "Hey, you know about this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing," and it's like, "Go away, go away."
Yeah, but like at the end, like he cuts in front and gets the
Oh.
game right away.
Yeah, because he pretended to be somebody he's not.
Yeah.
He's like,
And
"Yeah,
she
I'm
got
Clarence
really
Long.
pissed at
Give it to
him.
me."
Higgins just was asking for it.
He was. He's just so
And-
annoying.
You know, I've been recently listening to the audiobooks for Harry Potter, and my friend was like saying, you know, I don't think Umbridge deserved what she got at the end. And I'm like, are you crazy? After all the stuff she did to Harry? Yes, she did.
I'll take your word for it.
So
Yeah.
you've never read the books?
I haven't even completed the movies, so you know.
What is wrong with you?
I gave up after a while. I got bored. It's like,
What?
no.
Harry Potter? What do you get bored at?
Lord of the Rings is where it's at. No, I mean the Harry Potter films were good. I actually with the books, I don't know why I remember this, but like I read all the way up to the Half-Blood Prince, and I got specifically to page 232, and I have yet to move from that point. It was like, how old was I when I was like, I think I was 16 or 17 when I last like picked up a Harry Potter book and read to that page, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish it. But then I think it was my sister's book I was borrowing, and she just like, I think one day she was just like, I need this back. It's like, okay. So then my progress was just still on that page, and it still is to this day on that page, almost 10 years later. Yeah,
Then,
and
yeah.
unfortunately, I don't remember I don't remember much of the stuff that happened in the previous book. So I don't know about the Dolores Jane Umbridge thing, but yeah.
Well, she got dragged away by the centaurs, and
That's
he's
right.
like, according to lore, centaurs will rape people. And then I'm like, but how can you rape someone when you are half horse?
You find a way.
They find a way.
Let's just leave
I
it
mean,
at that.
should I really be asking this kind of question on live air? But still, it's a question.
It's a question.
So weird question, but it's a question. So if there was another InvaderCon, would you guys want to go to it? Because I've never been, actually.
I've never.
I would
been
actually
there, and
genuinely
I
love to
totally
go.
want to.
I've actually never heard of it.
It's just there were 3 fan conventions for Invader Zim, and one of them was actually funded on GoFundMe or something like that. And that was the last one back in 2014, like a couple months before I even knew what the show was. And I was just like, oh, I really wanted to go. And I watched so many videos of it and just never actually been because
My favorite thing about one of the Invader Cons is that they actually audioed all of the scenes from the trial episode. And I'm like, At least this is something.
Watching the live readings of all the episodes they did was funny. I like the one with the puppets and like Sim's just like, Dib, wear your puppet, and Andy's just like, no, I'm not gonna touch the puppet. I think Richard got him to actually put the puppet on at the end or something. But man, he was just rocking that puppet. It was great.
I think that's the first time that sentence has been said, rocking a puppet.
I don't know.
Actually, those cons look really cool though. I think
Did someone like make those puppets for the cast?
Yeah, there was a puppet making panel before the reading, so the fans gave them the puppets.
The puppets.
Dang.
Yeah.
Just kind of all lines up together. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I also like the skits they did where people would dress up like the characters and they just do a little skit. There's so many weird ones, and I'm just like, they're half of them probably aren't even on YouTube, and they're so good.
Yo, what?
They would do skits where they do like remakes of scenes, or they make up their own scenes, and they have like someone dressed as Zim, for example, and someone dressed as Dib, and they're like fighting or something.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
Incredible.
And the costumes are amazing, by the way.
I get that.
Man, I can't believe people actually make that much effort into it.
Well, everybody really loves the show, which is why we question why Nickelodeon was such an idiot to cancel the show in the first place.
It was more of a classic in the sense that it didn't get any recognition till later, really, because you'll hear the cast. Yeah, you'll hear the cast say that when the show was airing, it wasn't overly popular until later when people started discovering it.
Okay.
In 2014, for example.
Start packing up.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the year I discovered the show too.
Nice.
Yeah. If the show were to if they were to bring back the show, I'm pretty sure like all of Navi's videos are gonna become really popular really fast.
And my videos too.
Oh yeah, and Scar's too.
That's right.
Well, I always kind of hoped that because of this movie that they might actually bring it back.
Well, I mean, they have the comic series, so.
Yeah, but that's not good enough. You got to admit that the actual show was better than the comics.
It could be nostalgia glasses for one.
But the comics have what the show didn't have, and that's Recap Kid.
Yeah, and I voiced them too. I forgot.
Recap Kid.
Well, for like 3 of them. It's weird. Yeah. It just kept switching around. It was Kevin for the first one, and then
I couldn't really tell if the Recap Kid was actually a male or a female.
I didn't know either. When I first read it, the comic, I thought it was a male, and then Monty's version of the comic dubs, it sounded like a female.
Yeah, it's like I saw him like the kid had like eyelashes, like really long eyelashes. Mostly females will have them.
It's supposed to be gender neutral, so you can just, guess.
Either or.
It works either way. Mm-hmm. It's just Jonah making fun of his own fans.
Actually, it's funny because Recap Kid has been voiced by some different people throughout the dub so far. I always assumed that it was going to be like a James Bond kind of thing where they get like a different actor to play almost every single like episode kind of thing.
It was kind of like that at first, because the first time it was a guy playing it, and then it was me because I was gonna get Monty to do it, and then Izzy rather, and she just like no at the last minute I was like, oh man, and I ended up doing it, and I'm like, oh, I hate that voice, and then she's like, okay, I can do it for this one, and I'm like, cool, and then the next one it was me, and I sounded totally different than the first one, so it almost sounded like it was a different actor, and then I did it again, and it sounded the same. I ruined it. I'm sorry.
No. It sounded fine.
I'll have to come up with somebody else.
Salted it.
Soiled it, yeah.
Soiled it. Salted it.
Salted it.
Soiled it, I meant. Damn it.
So who wants to be Recap Kid next?
Oh, man.
Just soiled it even more.
That voice is so hard to do because I'm like literally screaming.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't remember which one it was, but there's one where it's I don't know if it was you voicing it or not, but it was like the one line I remember is, "I don't want to spoil the magic."
That wasn't me. That was actually Izzy. She did that one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Spoil the magic.
Yeah, exactly. I don't do a good impression of that voice, obviously. But
I can't do it either. I just do my normal voice. I scream and then I pitch it up, and I'm like, "That's good."
that's going in right there.
Well, I am going. There.
Oh.
I have to go, guys. I'm sorry.
All right, before you go, like this, it's called Dib wants to give some Dib wants to give some to the gas.
What is it?
It's like gas.
There.
Yeah.
Do you want to catch some aliens?
There.
Come on before they get away. We can go and save the world. Come out the door to show people that I'm not insane. Everybody thinks it's crazy, but I know it's not. Zim's going to invade all of
If you don't stop, I'm
humankind.
going to.
Do you want to catch some aliens? Or do you want to catch some aliens? Okay, bye.
Thank you.
I was like, "Where's that tune from? I know that tune."
Oh, do you want to build a snowman?
No,
Yeah.
I eventually got it, but like at first I was like, "Oh, that sounds familiar." For some
I was
reason.
like that too, and then at the end when you asked, I don't know what that's from, and I'm like, "Oh, I know it now." I'm horrible at that whole guess which song is playing thing until I'm like at the end, and then they already said it, and I'm like, "Crap! I was just about to say it too."
Yeah. Also, I know it's a little late, but bye, Scourge.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Mr. By a few seconds there.
At least she had her fun with this.
Yeah, exactly.
So
She's
somebody
like, "All right,
commented face reveal, but I actually have done a face reveal.
I don't want to do a face reveal just yet.
I've already done a bunch of face reveals on my channel, so I
The
think
entire video.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, my profile picture is my face reveal.
Yes. Me, I don't look my age at all. I went into the liquor store the other day. I was holding something for my mom, and this employee comes up to me and she's like, "Can I hold that for you?" Because she didn't want me to get in trouble at the checkout. And she thought that I was 17. I'm actually 21.
Yeah. You're like, "Who are you talking to? Me?"
Me.
Me?
Are you talking to me? I don't see anybody else, but it looks like you're talking to me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
see,
be
the thing-
ID'd forever.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I'm the exact same way. Like, as long as I, actually, even with some facial hair, I would still get ID. I mean, like, I'm 25 myself right now, but I like a lot of people, at my work, I sell like cigarettes and lottery tickets and scratch and wins, so I have to check people's ID, and like it happens a lot. And there's our rule is like, if you look like you're 25, so my age or younger, then you get ID'd, kind of thing. So that rule applies to a lot. Like it's funny how many people. I've actually ID'd quite a few people that I thought were like my age, and it turns out they were born in like 1970.
Oh my!
Which I know sounds like a huge stretch, but it's like, it happens every once in a while. It's like,
dang, you're old.
Like, where did you find the fountain of youth?
Like, where the fountain of youth? Like, tell me the secrets.
No, I mean, it's amazing. There's a lot of people who look a lot younger than they actually are, kind of thing. And that's, of course, like, the hard part about having a job where you've got to check people's ID, because you're put in that spot where you're like, oh crap, do I or do I not? Because if they don't have their ID on them, then you're like, well, this is awkward. Can't sell you the stuff now. So it's
How about you, Daydreamer? How old are you?
I'm actually 23. I'm like right in between you two guys.
Oh, I'm the senior here.
I'm like stuck in the middle.
I kind of figured I was the youngest.
Yeah. So, Daydreamer, should we call you Malcolm then? That's me now.
That's me now.
I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest out of everybody in the cast, actually.
Maybe. I don't know. Like how old? I don't know how old Scourge and Stanley are though.
I won't say because Scourge isn't here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just let you-
Maybe she'll type it on the chat. She'll like I'm 22.
Yeah.
I was surprised at her age, honestly. I'll just say that much.
There you go. Yeah.
So what do you guys? How do you like my little surprise of the song?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know about Gaz, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So you have my my fandom there.
I will laugh so hard if we actually make this for real.
We should totally do that. Just have Gaz go like, no, turn it off.
And she's like
music video for.
And she's trying to wear like headphones, put a pillow over her head, and like nothing's working.
Yeah, exactly. Dib's voice just gets progressively louder and louder, and Gaz is just freaking out. And then all of a sudden it cuts over to Zim, and he can hear it in his bass. He's like, "What?
What?
¿Las estás?"
And the funny part is that I did this last night.
And it's Gur actually on a tablet playing the video of Dib singing that.
Like,
Master? I can't do Gur. I thought it was funny you guys thought I was Gur. I'm like, I can't do Gur for the life of me.
I mean, it was funny because like I knew to an extent that Gur's voice was obviously like there was some added effects to it and whatnot, but
oh yeah,
hearing oh goodness. Ricky Simons. Goodness gracious, I almost forgot his name. Hearing him do it, it's just like, hey, it's Gur. It's like I guess it's not so much the pitch, but more so the mannerisms and the inflection. Yeah, the inflection of the voice that just gets me every time. It's just like, oh my god, I love it. I love hearing this.
Yeah.
It's funny that they actually put his unpitched voice in one of the versions of one of the Nickelodeon video games, and you can actually just hear him just doing his Gur impression. No offense, no nothing.
Today. I want tacos. It's like,
I want tacos.
Hi, Gur. Feeling sick today?
Tacos! I can't do it either.
We need to back to do this. Yeah. I just. What does it Oh yeah. I speaking of Gur's voice, it actually I saw this clip. I don't remember which episode it's from. Somebody shared it on either Facebook or maybe it was a recommended video on YouTube. Either way, it was Zim trying to get Gur to attack Dib on like a street somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's from Gur Goes Crazy and stuff.
Oh okay, yeah. He jumped like he's like he's in like the POV of like Gur, and it's just like, okay, you got to attack Dib. And he jumps right up and he goes, killed me when I watched it.
Target acquired, soda can.
Oh man, I was actually watching that video.
Yeah. Yeah. I really got to rewatch the series. Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, my master. And then he just goes.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, my master. That's right. I forgot about that.
Just the whole point, like duty. Like he said, hey, you said duty.
Oh yes, I love that one too. What's that? Duty. And just glares at him like,
and like he just goes into like what's it called, endangers maximum high, and like and then Gur's like yes, and he just like duty.
Like he's like so serious. It's like it's gonna happen. He's gonna Gur's gonna give it to him. He's gonna really let him have it. Oh. Well,
and it's gone.
And it's gone.
And then I like how he's like, Target is a hologram. And therefore doesn't need to be neutralized. I wanted to see him break that hologram.
A real threat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I totally talked over you. My apologies.
It's okay, but I wanted to see him bite the hologram, honestly.
Yeah, just tosses himself forward, just jumps right through. What's going on here? Fight again,
Yeah, just like a cat with a laser dot.
Oh my goodness, that would have been funny.
Yes.
I have my own video. Like I want to do a project, but I actually need Zim for this to do.
Really?
Yes. Yes. It's like yes, Zim.
As long as it's not dibs.
Yeah, sure, man.
But yeah, like no, the whole comment of the story is that it's a small one, but it's really funny because yeah, 3 characters,
Right.
2 of which they're from Vader Zim, and another one which makes it a crossover. And
character.
and the character that Dib meets is actually Dexter from Dexter's
Dexter's
Laboratory.
Lab?
Yeah.
What's the
And
name of
like
that one?
and the whole point was that Dexter and Dib talk to each other, and Dib tells him what's wrong, and he's having trouble trying to catch Zim.
Right.
And Dib is, and with Dib and Dexter is like, all right, I'll help you out. And they meet up with Zim. Is like, and Zim looks at Dexter and he just makes fun of him because how small he is. Like calling himself a genius and telling him like, oh, like what is the what's the small kid gonna do? Like,
yeah.
And then like, and he just brings out his laser gun and they start chasing him.
Interesting. I'm liking it so far. And it kind of works too, because like, Dexter's like this, the scientist kid, and of course, Dib is all about the, the paranormal findings. I feel like that would be kind of an interesting sort of contrast too.
And Zim is the shortest in his own race, so it'd be funny making fun about somebody else who's shorter than him.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That'll be funny.
Shortness, you short makes short pants.
Oh my god.
Carrying Zim while somebody else short is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Nikolai, tell us about this.
Navi, do you think you could do a Dexter voice?
Oh man, I can't really do like high pitched guy voices. It's awful.
Well, like it's not hype. His voice is not really high pitched. It's mostly like he sounds intellectual.
Yeah.
Mostly a genius. Boy genius.
Yeah, his voice is
kind of deep.
It's got like that accent though, and I suck at accents.
I mean, you could try.
Oh yeah, I guess he does have yeah.
Yeah.
And it was voiced by a girl, so yeah, there's no, you don't need to worry yourself out.
Dexter, I don't know, I can't do it. I just
boy genius. I don't know. I have to learn.
I can't do the voice. It just squeaks. It just squeaks out.
It's funny because when you see Boy Genius, it reminds me of Jimmy Neutron, because I think that's
Neutron.
Got a blast!
Do you guys remember the song?
Yeah. With the superpower mind, save something from pure destruction. This is the theme song.
Just the point.
Neutron. Yeah.
Just the point is that this is the theme song. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Calm down.
Calm down. Like, we get it. It's the theme song. Jimmy Neutron.
Blast through the stars, something candy bar. I don't remember. I think that's the beginning.
But just the with the superpower mind. That's it. That's all we remember.
Yeah, exactly. I just what can I say? It was as soon as I would tune into the show, that would be the part of the theme song that was playing right off the bat. It's like, oh, that's one I know. Plus, it's kind of a mumbled singing, so it's a little hard to catch some of the words sometimes, especially if you're watching like an average sort of volume, not like a blasted volume.
Yeah, another one like that is Carl Squared. I didn't know the song for the longest time, and then I watched it recently. I'm like, oh, okay, I know what it means now.
I've forgotten the theme song to that one.
It's just basically the whole story behind the show. He's got his clone.
Oh, right, okay. The only part that I remember is like it's right at the end of the intro slate to the episodes, and it's like, Carl's just standing there and his clone is like, he's dancing a little bit, and he puts like, the 2 symbol with his fingers and like sticks his hand up in the air, and like a 2 forms as part of the logo for the show.
Oh yeah, Carl's clone.
Yeah. That's all I remember from that.
That show is like impossible to find. It's actually funny because they did a bootleg episode, and I'm watching a bootleg, and I'm like, they know.
That might be better than my boot foot quality video that I watched a while back.
It's
a joke that failed. Sorry about that.
It's like, I don't know, it's PBR quality, so it's fine.
Quality
and everything, but Yeah, you can't buy it anywhere. You can't, and I don't even have the full show. Like, I'm missing episodes that you'll never be able to find because you'll have to go to Teletoon and be like, "Hey, I want to watch this episode."
Yo, you guys got episodes archived at all? You mind sending them my way? Here's my PO box.
Yes.
PO box.
They're like, who are you?
Yeah, here's my postal code. Go nuts.
Go nuts. Yeah, exactly.
Go Joes.
Sorry.
I said go Joes. My name's Betty Bobo.
What's this from?
Oh, it's from a show.
Betty Boop, I guess. I don't know what show. I've never heard of this one.
Yeah.
It was just making fun of from what's it called. I was watching South Park, and it was about like, you know how they do it like in Texas, pretty pageants for like little kids sometimes. And there's this like little fatty girl, and she's like won a bunch of them. And South Park just makes fun of it, saying like the mom was also equally as fat, if not fatter. And they during the only one scene I remember, and it's funny for me for some reason, is that they're at the surgery, and they're like, the girl needs to go through surgery because of her heart, and they pick out a piggy heart. And he's like, and the mom was like, honey boo boo, what?
Oh, now I know what you're talking about.
They're like, what do you gotta tell them
yeah.
when you get your new piggy heart? Like, I'm gonna tell them I'm sweeter than bacon, child.
I didn't watch the original Honey Boo Boo, but I did love watching Precious Plum, which is College Humor's version.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know College Humor did a parody of that.
Yeah, it's just a guy playing Mama. And then they got this like I don't know, she's probably in her 20s playing Precious Plum. She does they don't do the voice so well, and they even brought it back, but you have to watch it premium except for the first episode.
Yeah. Interesting. I haven't watched any College Humor in a long time, actually. It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
They had some good skits too.
My favorite was the Mitt Romney style, honestly. Probably my favorite.
You know what I find funny about I find funny how when it comes to a show like that's become popular or it's already popular, people get on that, and like, you know, people, and also us, like, you know, us doing comic dub, we try to get on it, and we're like, all right, let's try to get as many views as we can while it's still trending. Like,
I watch a number of YouTubers like that.
So like, yeah, like how with Steven Universe, like while it was still trending, people were trying to get into the whole episode of Steven Universe comics.
I didn't realize it did once with the comics, but I've been watching the Roundtable. It just reacts to each episode as it comes out, and they'll also do theories. The theories is what even got me more interested in Steven Universe in the first place. Just all the things they thought might happen were cool.
Oh yeah, and I like the fact how they've people kind of put a theory that it became true, was that rose quartz was actually pink diamond.
Cartoon Universe did that one too. I like how when people do theories and then they end up being true, and then they're just like, yes, and there were so many just acceptance videos for that one.
they were like, guys, we did it. We got them.
Got it right. I'm literally the exact opposite. I never see anything coming. Like Scourge, whenever watching your show, she's like, "Did you see that thing coming?" And I'm like, "No." Or, "What do you think about this?" I don't know. I just take it as it comes. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm terrible predicting things about things as well. It's and then everybody else is like, "Oh, I figured that would be the case." I'm sitting here like, I'm just enjoying the show.
I'm just there for the show. I'm not really good. Like, man, I don't know how people do it with the whole theories things. They kind of see things that we can't. Like, oh, didn't you see this? Like this detail right here. I'm like, where? I'm like, it's right there at the end of the corner. It's like all pixelated, and I'm like, how can you even see that?
That's like Scourge saying, "There's this error in one of my episodes. Did you see it?" And I'm like, "No, what error? What are you talking about?" And then when we're doing the review stream, and they're like saying, "Oh, you know, I saw that error," and I'm like, "I'm still not sure what you guys are talking about."
I love too where they won't like flat out say what the error is. They just call it the error,
The
and
error.
they just keep calling it the error, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Yes. Yes. Oh my god.
Like error.
The only ones that I'll pick out errors are when they're really, really, really obvious. Like the Ben 10 errors. There was this one where he just has no eyes for like 10 seconds for no reason. They're just black, and it's like creeping me out. And then he goes back, and I'm like, what was the point of that? And I go and actually watch the storyboard for that episode, and it was still black. And I'm like, I still don't understand what this is. Why?
Oh, I can easily explain that one. He was you see, he was auditioning for the part of 2D in the Gorillas.
And his eyes changed that way in the middle of a sprint because why not?
Why not?
I guess he had I don't know. It's I guess he's a really vigorous runner, and they just whoop, popped right out.
I think my favorite one is since Ben 10's about like transforming and everything. He's in a building. You see him change back, and then all of a sudden he's the alien form again when the smoke clears, and then he turns back 2 seconds later, and I'm like, what? Like he's an alien, and then he's normal, and then he's an alien again, and then he's normal, and I'm like, what was the point of that? Why did they edit it that way? Why did you animate it that way?
And meanwhile, the name of the alien that transforms to is called Mr. Continuity.
Yes.
Continuity.
Mr. Continuity. Do you guys ever watch like bad movies that are so bad they're good?
Oh yes.
I don't really watch movies much anymore. Actually, if I'm being honest, I don't have the attention span for it for the most part.
I don't either, but I Hate Everything with a search for the worst, and just some of them are just so funny. Like the Incredible Bulk, he's saying, so they're walking, and she walks past the theater, and then she's walking down the street, and there's the theater again, and then she goes to the theater, and then she walks back.
So what?
It's just all over the place. He's like, I can't follow this. I don't know what's going on. It's just the background's all messed up. They don't make sense.
What's this from?
The Incredible Bulk. It's like a really bad rip up of the Hulk.
Oh,
I'm talking really bad.
The Incredible Bulk.
Yeah, just watch I Hate Everything's commentary on that one. That's interesting.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I didn't watch the actual movie. These ones that he watches, I would never watch.
Oh, you guys want to know a really, really, really bad movie?
Which one?
It's not something you'll find in a movie theater or whatever. It's mostly on YouTube. And oh my god, it's so bad. I just but it was so bad. You just can't stop watching it. But some people just stop watching it like in the very beginning.
What's it called?
It's called hold on, I'm trying to remember it.
It's so bad you couldn't remember it.
It has to deal with beans.
With beans?
Yeah.
I've never seen that one.
Hold on.
Beans.
Let me try to remember.
I don't know any movie where there's an emphasis on beans.
Okay, I remember. It's actually called Killer Bean.
Oh, Killer Bean.
Yeah.
I see.
Have you seen it?
Is that like the antagonist and the protagonist is Carabine?
No, it's not. It's like it's so bad. It's like it's called Killer Bean. Is like, and there's like no plot to the whole. There's like the animation is good,
right?
But the whole action is like there's like a lot of unnecessary like scenes. So for example, you know how like when you see people dancing on a dance floor, they only show it for like 5 minutes or at least 2.
Okay, then they just drag it out way too far.
And they just drag it out way too much. And then and then like, you know, the fighting scenes too, they're like, okay, like that can't happen. There's no way that could happen. But like just like, but in this one there's like, okay, calm the fuck down.
So it's like The Room but animated. I got it now.
Yeah, like everything's all animated. It's so the quality is really good.
I just looked it up on Google. Is it like is one of the characters a dude who like is wearing like he's I guess a bean, but like he's wearing like a red and blue sort of like suit with guns, it looks like.
Yeah, yellow guns. Have you
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one.
This guy looks like a frog.
Yeah. I'm sad. I Hate Everything hasn't done that one yet.
It's so bad. It's so bad, but I just make fun of him and say like, "Oh, let's go, Killer Bean."
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I'm looking at the the audience reviews that also showed up, and it's like one person says, "Killer Bean is an amazing film for many reasons. The visuals alone make this movie a 10 out of 10 and has breathtaking vision." And then it trails off and goes into something else. Interesting. Well, different perspectives. I guess I might have to give it a go one day.
It's good. It's actually really good. Actually,
is it a killer movie?
It's a killer movie.
Dang. Oh, see what I did there?
You'll have to you'll have to eat beans while you watch it, of course.
Eat beans, but they're actually coffee beans.
No, I was just thinking like beans and maple syrup or something.
Oh, Navi, you gotta watch it.
Syrup. Well, that would be like a very Canadian way to eat beans. But we have to do no matter what.
Yes, there has to be maple syrup. You can't.
That was actually how I celebrated Canada Day last year. Was I as soon as I got home from actually at work, I just purchased some Eggo waffles and maple syrup, and I just went home and ate that for dinner. It was good.
It was good.
Yeah. Well, I said A, of course.
Yep, just every second word.
It won't be complete without maple syrup, eh?
These waffles and syrup are really good, eh? Oh, I'm talking to myself, eh?
Hey, eh?
You think this maple syrup is good, eh? How about you, eh?
Yeah, this maple syrup is grade A, eh? I didn't know maple syrup had grades to them. That's so cool.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, well, because like through my till, I've had people bring we've got like I don't know 27 different types of maple. I don't know how many. There's a bunch of them. And
only
first and foremost, I hate I'm not particularly fond of the products because they don't scan, so I have to type out the UPC code. I know, what a bummer. But there's like a bajillion different grades of syrup I found. And it's like, okay, well, you got to try the richest one, but they're tasty. There's so many different kinds. It's like apples and oranges, and there's so many different kinds of.
You mean like fruity syrup too? I thought you meant just all these different types of maple syrup. I'm like, what? How is there that
many? No. Yeah, there's maple syrup. There's
man, talk about maple syrup.
God, chocolate maple syrup would be the worst. It would have such a thick consistency, you wouldn't be able to swallow it properly.
It'd be really weird.
The label would have to say, "Caution, add plenty of water before you eat."
Add plenty of water.
Give this to somebody you hate.
Oh my God.
Call the Canadian Army, which is a bunch of snowmen. Call the Canadian Army. It's a snowman.
What?
What? I don't know.
I'm just making
okay, you're just saying because the stereotype that Canada's always cold that our army's made out of snow. I see it.
Yeah.
I can see. Okay.
It's snowman's.
Gosh, yeah. I was pretty late to that joke, eh?
Me too, eh?
Come on, eh? You're not true Canadians, eh?
Sorry, I've only lived here all my life.
Yeah, that's my
you call yourself a Canadian, eh?
I mean, I can withstand the cold pretty decently, but that's about it.
I can't stand the cold. I can't stand the heat either. I'm like, my body needs to be in a room temperature. Thank you very much.
Room temperature state. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm
I like it cold more than I like it hot, honestly, because then you can just put a blanket on when you're cold.
Well, that's what everyone does say. And I used to be the one that says I love the heat because then I can just chill at home kind of thing with shorts and a shirt and whatnot. I'd just be like, yeah, it's much better that way. Of course it is. I'm more comfortable that way. But then it's like, oh, but wait, I don't sleep as well when it's super friggin' hot outside because I have to sleep over the covers and that can be uncomfortable sometimes. And then that's like not even that much of an issue, but actually, I will say I do kind of like sleeping above the covers sometimes. I will say I do like that. It can sometimes be kind of relaxing in a way, oddly enough.
Sleep on the floor sometimes.
I used to do that when I lived with my folks. My bedroom had a carpet, and sometimes. Oh yeah, okay, so. it was like, I think when I was like really ill or something like that, sometimes I wouldn't even want to go on my bed because I guess I felt really weird. So like this is so weird. I used to have a futon as my bed, and I would like, one time I slept like this, and I kid you not, this was like, I got right beside my futon, I got on my knees, and I just put my upper torso on the futon. So it was almost like, you know, I was like, I just had my knees on the floor kind of thing, and then I was resting my upper torso on the futon, and I just slept like that. It was weird. It was so weird.
Did your knees hurt in the morning? I feel like mine would if I did
don't
that.
even remember, but I just remember being like, no, this isn't. Oh, this is actually. Oh. And I was out like a light.
And then whoever saw you while you were like that accused you of being drunk.
Like, you're drunk.
Kyle, you were, inebriated there?
What?
Are you alive, buddy?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not drunk. You're
you need to go to the bathroom. You need to, you know, relieve yourself. You know, get out of your system, right? No.
No. No.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I've never been drunk once in my life.
No, me neither.
Oddly enough.
If I had to say, if I were to get drunk, I think I'll just be I would be a knockout. No nonsense saying like I'm crying or I'm laughing hysterically or whatever, or saying hey buddy or nothing like that. I think I'll just knockout. That's it. I've actually never heard myself like drunk talking before in my life.
Drunk talking, yeah. Well, I guess it helps that I don't drink at all, so that might be why I, you know, have never exactly gone to the point of tippiness, shall we say?
Stay pure.
I'll drink like half a drink sometimes, put the other half in the fridge.
Yeah. For me, it's like I only was ever, for the longest time, like when I turned 19, I don't know, I wasn't really into it, but like, and so I decided right there and there, was like, okay, I guess it's just not for me. But then I would, I drank wine sometimes, which was nice. I like drinking wine, red wine specifically. It was quite good.
Oh yes, I'm a wine guy too.
Yeah, and I would drink like, I don't know, I was really bad with my wine drinking. I was not really bad in the sense of anything, but like really lame, I should say, with my wine drinking, because I only drink like, I think like one glass every like 5 or 6 months, and that was it, kind of thing.
I can relate. Yes. I can relate. I buy these Mike's Hard Lemonades, and it's just like a 6-pack, and that'll last me like a month or 2 months. And after a while, like my folks will be just like,
yes,
"Are you gonna drink
definitely.
that? Are you going to drink that?" And I'm like, maybe later.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then I'll put the one with the plastic wrap over the can in the fridge, and they're like, how long are you gonna let that sit there? And it's good for a day or two if I leave it like that.
yeah, it's just, I don't know. But it's funny. Because I don't drink anymore at all. Like I just don't drink. Period. I found out, funny enough, actually through watch. You guys know who Dan Castellaneta is, eh?
No.
He voices Homer Simpson in The Simpsons.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I looked on his Wikipedia page because I was just curious one day. I was just doing
Wikipedia is such a resourceful site.
It is, isn't it? And one of the things that it mentioned about him was that he, I don't remember if it said he practices it, but it says that he practices teetotalism. And I'm like, that sounds like, I don't even know what that is. Like, that sounds like a kind of religion or some sort of thing like that. So I want to look into it. I'm interested. And it turns out it's a teetotaler is one who abstains from alcohol. And I thought that was interesting. And I also, because like it sounds like one who drinks a lot of tea, teetotaler, right? And which I do. I drink tea almost daily. But it's just funny to me that like a name like that you would think would mean, so you like your orange peaches, you like your Earl Greys, yeah.
2 times.
It's not what it means at all. It's actually this instead. It's like, oh, interesting.
Kind of interesting given his character too. Always drinking at the bar every day.
Well, that's the irony of it. I just thought that was the funniest. Like the second that I read, teetotalism, it is the practice of abstaining from alcohol. It was like, how? And so, like, I mean, just they're like, interesting. That plays this drunk character too, actually, right? Because he also plays Barney Gumble.
Oh my god!
I don't know. Like he plays
Like the drunkest character in the
the
show.
drunkest character in the series, and it's like, oh, that is so wow. And
Interesting.
and in a funny way, that's a true testament. Is it the word? True testament to his ability to act these characters. You know.
Reminds me of Rick and Morty right there. With Rick, the guy who plays Rick.
Yeah, Justin Roiland.
Yeah, he just tends to drink a lot so he could play the role right.
That was only for season 3 though, and he couldn't even focus. Method acting did not work for him.
Yeah, and people were telling him like, stop drinking, and he's still drunk, and he was still drinking. He was shut up. Like,
I actually. Sorry.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say I've actually never seen Rick and Morty before. The only things that
have you been living under a rock?
I know it's like every show that pops up on these live streams. It's like I've never seen it. When will it end?
It's fine. I've never watched the entire movie of Lord of the Rings, any of them. So you know, I'm just as bad.
But like there's only a couple things that I know from the series, and one of them is I guess it's Rick who says it all the time, but it's like Morty. And then
that was really good.
Oh, thank you. I pride myself in that impression very much.
Like Morty.
No, but the other one is my buddy actually has it as one of his desktop image backgrounds. It's what the heck are they called? They're like these giant like Easter Island looking head things that float in space. They're like colored.
Oh my gosh!
They're cromulons or something.
Cromulons,
like
yes.
Is that yeah? And they have like this kind of face to them. I don't know how to describe it. But
and they have this super deep voice that just says, "Show me what you got. I like what you got."
I didn't know they spoke. I just saw the images. Like, oh, those are interesting.
They just go around and they test planets to see how musical they incline they are, and whoever fails them dies.
Wow. Yeah. Dang, they're very lenient. It sounds.
No, I mean the entire planet dies.
Oh God!
Like it's just dead.
It's just dead.
It's time to explore it.
Just poke it with a stick.
They breathe on it and it explodes. I don't know. I don't remember.
So what do? They try to get people to sing with them, or what do they do?
No, they're like oh my gosh,
intergalactic singers.
They're like the X Factor.
Oh.
Or America's Got Talent, you know. Simon, they're like Simon basically, yes, that's what I was thinking of. Simon from America's Got Talent.
Oh my God.
Just him going around and destroying planets.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. Interesting. I really should watch this show now.
It is. It's really good. I don't know if they're gonna do the 4th season though.
I don't know either, but the only thing that kind of turned me off a little bit from it was the profanity. I wasn't used to hearing so much in television, but after a while I got used to it.
Oh yeah, especially if you see shows like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I've only heard about that one. I haven't actually watched it.
Oh yeah,
This is mostly musical throughout the whole show.
It's I do enjoy the series. I'm looking at it. Sorry?
Winter is here.
Winter is coming. That's all I know.
Yeah, exactly. I read both the books and I watch the series as well. It's very gritty, shall we say? It's quite.
Anybody could die in that show.
I've heard that one too. Yeah. All I know is I liked Michael Bolton's song for Game of Thrones. That was epic.
Michael Bolton did a song for it?
Yes, he did. It was so good. And it was so out of like what he usually does. I know he does love songs or something. I've never actually heard any of his normal music, but he's gotten into the YouTube game and just going on random channels and creating songs. And it's just like, oh, there's Michael Bolton again.
The only Michael Bolton work that I'm aware of, because I mean, maybe I know more songs from him, but actually going based off of Scourge saying before, talking about like how much he loved Disney and whatnot, Michael Bolton did his own version of Go the Distance from Hercules. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
Oh no.
No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
it was a really interesting. Like, I mean, I liked the version in the movie, but that's the only Michael Bolton song that or work that I've ever seen or heard, at least to my knowledge. So I don't know. I don't know.
Have you ever seen Honest Trailers?
I've seen, how many have I seen? I've seen a good amount. Are we talking honest trailers from what's the name of the channel? Screen Junkies?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the epic voice guy.
It's like epic voice guy.
Love
Yeah.
Yeah, I try not to watch it because like when it involves in movies, because it'll just ruin it for me. I'm like, I haven't watched it yet. Don't show it to me.
Oh, okay, guys.
Like, don't ruin it yet.
I only watch the ones that I haven't seen and have no plans on seeing.
Oh yeah.
But that's where they did the Michael Bolton one. They did ones for like popular series on Netflix, like Stranger Things and whatnot. And then they also did Game of Thrones, and Michael Bolton did one for Game of Thrones.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he did that in that video. I downloaded it. I liked it so much.
That's awesome. Oh, like you downloaded it from YouTube. Oh, do you have YouTube Premium?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, I don't actually.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, I use any converter.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I just went to the spot in the video.
You just did what?
And I just went to the spot in the video.
Oh, okay,
Like, I now do it in Audacity where I'll just go to the spot in the video, but there's actually a thing on any converter when you find the exact time, you type in the time and you can do it that way. It's not as accurate though as I like.
The Audacity.
I know.
Audacity is a good program. I like it.
I like it too.
Actually, that's what I use to because I use Cubase to record all my stuff that gets used in your work. But Audacity is what I use to convert all of my stuff into MP3.
Oh, cool. I do all of my editing in Audacity for all of the dubs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Entire thing.
That's really good, actually. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
oh man, I can't believe I forgot about this. There was one more I had in mind, but it just slipped my mind just now. I was gonna say like if we were gonna do another live chat, maybe one of us or Navi, since she's like the main host of the show, that we could do like, you know how they do like live art. You know how people they do that.
I'd have to do that on Linux. My tablet hates Windows 10 with a passion. It's so bad. So I have to boot to another operating system. I know I'm such a nerd.
Why don't you get a Wacom?
Wacom. You can afford that. I use an off-brand Chinese one. It works fine, but it's just Windows 10. No. Windows 7 was fine. Windows 10 is the bane of my existence.
there's some that are like $30 right now, or is it 50? I'm not sure. But I don't know what's the currency at Canada.
Oh, bad.
Our loonies and our toonies.
I don't know. The last time I looked, it was $1.30 to purchase an American dollar or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Always more money.
I think the rate is like 20.
Oh, okay, $1.33. I wasn't too far off.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the rate, the exchange rate is like 28 or something like that % right now.
So basically, Canadian dollars were 75 cents to an American.
Yeah.
For $1?
For $1. Our dollar is only 75 cents to you.
Huh.
Yeah. It's always fun when, like at my work, when people bring American bills. Like you give them more change than you would if they were to give you Canadian money. So here you go.
It's like this is pocket change.
Like the total comes to 20 something. Okay, here's let's say it comes to $15 and something cents. All right, here's a $20 American bill. Cool. All right, here's almost $8 in change.
Yeah. just you remember, don't buy stuff from the States. Costs too much. Oh no.
And now that we're like, now that we're talking about that, like, there was, right now I just saw, you know, a YouTuber called Oniji.
Yeah, Oni.
Yeah, no. Okay, well, most of these guys are YouTubers. They do their own animation.
Okay.
And recently they uploaded another video, but it was mostly them. It was it wasn't live stream, but they could make it into a live stream if they want it. But they were like mostly they were just playing the game. One of them was playing the game, while the other ones were just commenting like on the questions or whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to just not to get the audience bored. They're like, is it just your faces
Oh,
again?
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds sort of like an AGDQ kind of thing, where like the person's speedrunning the game and like the person's trying to read off like donations and like answer questions and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Interesting though. Is this like Oni plays or is this just
Oni plays? Yeah, should be
Oh,
that.
okay, gotcha. Yeah. I've seen some episodes of Oni plays before.
I kind of enjoy it throughout the whole like episode because like you're just seeing another like you could enjoy what they're talking about while the other person is just playing around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I watched their episode where they did where they played Cuphead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch.
I saw Novi had Cuphead in her.
I do, and I'm still
Their
in the
stream.
same spot actually.
Oh,
I
that's
haven't
what we showed
progressed one
last time,
bit.
yeah.
You're still stuck in the same one?
Oh, I just haven't really played it. I started playing Hollow Knight instead. Stanley got me into
I
that
had
one.
just started playing that game too. I bought it on the Switch just a couple days ago, and I started playing Hollow Knight. It's so good.
Hollow
So
Knight?
good.
It's so good so
I
far.
never heard of that.
So
Hold on, let
good.
me check on it.
Oh man, when I finish, we should all just do a chat. Like Stanley was so excited when I said I was going to do a chat with him, but we could have you on the chat too. We could all just talk about Hollow Knight. Yes.
That's right. Oh my goodness, it's such a good game so far. It's basically a Metroidvania style game that it's literally just go through this entire underground world kind of thing, and you collect stuff, you meet characters. It's people have compared it to Dark Souls, where like you just go your own path, you go wherever kind of thing, and
Yeah.
you unlock like
Open world. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just like you'll go down like a really long like say for example very early on there's like there's an area that you're in and there's like let's say a gate that like leads off to another
there it is.
area. But like but you can't get to it yet, so then you go the other way, you go like a different path, and it's a really long winding path, but
Yeah.
eventually you find yourself at that gate and you unlock it, so now you've basically just connected this world even more. It's just stuff like that that's part of what makes games like that so good. But
Love Hollow Knight.
it's
I'm looking at it right now. In Steam, Hollow Knight. Oh my god, it's so big.
It's
a pretty
such a
big
big
game.
world.
Big
I just have
world,
to-
and they have the DLCs too. So you had to like, if you want to keep on playing more, buy the
Well, it's
DLC.
actually just the soundtrack at this point. They're looking at adding a character, though. According to Stanley, they're gonna add this character that you meet later called Hornet. Her name's Hornet, yeah.
Hornet.
And she
the
wields
horse.
this it's like a needle and thread, and that's her weapon instead of the little nail that you have.
Genius. Oh my gosh.
If this game was a multiplayer, it would have been really fun if we all played this.
I'd love to play Hollow Knight, yeah. But it's more of a to yourself kind of like explore type game. I don't know how it could be like a multiplayer per se.
You just get lost in the game kind of thing. You just explore and explore and explore. That's just the name of it. It's so good that way.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I mean, if there was a multiplayer option, I imagine a lot of people would definitely get on board with that.
For sure, yeah. And I just play it on my computer, and I also downloaded it on my old laptop, so I'm on the bus with the controller just casually playing Hollow Knight.
Amazing. Oh, that's super cool.
Just shapes and beats. I saw they have that game too. Actually, I'm
Yes,
checking
I
that out.
love that game. I didn't even get to play it, but also turn off the strobe effect. You'll thank me later. I don't have seizures or anything or light sensitivity, but oh my gosh, it hurts your head.
Oh, I bet.
Too bright. I played 2 levels and I was just like blind afterward.
Goodness gracious, man! This sounds like a fun game.
It is a fun game. It's just they have it. When I first saw the gameplay of it, I thought it was just a music video. They sync it up with a dubstep song, the boss battles and everything, and all the enemies are in sync with the music. It's awesome, and I just love dubstep too. So I was just like, I need this game.
What game is this?
It's called Just Shapes and Beats.
Shapes and Beats.
Yeah, Just Shapes and Beats.
Oh, just Shapes and Beats. Sorry.
Yeah.
Beats. I meant to say Beats.
Apparently, it's a remake of Geometry Dash. I've never played that one, but people have mentioned
know
that.
what Geometry Dash is. Wait.
I don't know.
What I'm thinking of. Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
So yeah, I haven't played that one much. I downloaded it and then I was like, oh no, I gotta go back to Hollow Knight. I have to finish that one.
Exactly,
So I
yeah.
just give up on it.
Actually, I just speaking of games, I just started playing again Skyrim on my PS4. I hadn't touched the game in like a year, or no, more than that, a year and a half. And it's just like, all right, I have no idea where I left off, but I'm just gonna keep going anyway.
I'm looking at the game right now, and I'm already getting a headache just by looking at the intro.
Yeah. Oh, you're watching the trailer?
I'm watching the trailer.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I'm like, I'm seeing all of this, and like, I'm getting a headache just by looking at it.
Well, you can turn it down. I watched like a
No. I mean, like, I'm
trailer.
just seeing it. I'm not
I know.
listening to it at the same time. But
I know it's like hard to play like that too because it's just like strobe effect. I'm like, dang it, the stupid strobe messed me up again. But just play that I watched. The guy's just amazing. He doesn't even mess up once. And I'm just no, I can't do that yet. For the longest time, I've just been listening to it in the background while I work. It's a 17-minute playlist of just some of the songs.
Huh. Yeah, well, I just like want to know how like play with everybody on at least one game. Just
it is a multiplayer game actually.
Which one?
Just Shapes and Beats.
Shapes and Beats.
Yeah.
Just Shapes and Turnips.
Yeah, I just sent the link to the video that I was watching of the gameplay. It's not as strobey, I find.
I'm watching it right now.
Ooh, S rank.
Yeah, I don't know what that is yet.
Difficulty, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the last song because
oh my god,
the last song is great. It's so against you. It's like society dead or something, and then it's like you are destroyed. Oh, destroyed. Yeah, that was what it was. Society destroyed. You are been destroyed, and then he's still playing.
Oh, we're just watching right now. Oh, my eyes! Just by watching that second, it's hurting my eyes.
How the heck does it? So what do you control? Are you the little blue square? Or?
Yeah, you're the little blue square.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because I'm looking at the circle in the center, going, what even do you do?
Like, no, I know. That's why I didn't even think it was a game when I was watching this.
Oh, now I see what you're saying. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. You know what's funny is like at first, because it was just the circle in the middle, kind of like pulsating a little bit. It sort of reminded me of like those videos where you watch like trap music, but like compilations, and it's just like the static image in the middle, but it's like it's like
yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah.
Listen to a lot of
right
stuff like that.
Oh, this is so cool.
No, I love that. and I started even downloading some of the music that they mentioned and like in the game, and I'm just like, oh, I got addicted to one for like 2 days straight. Or I'm just like, this is such a good song.
Like this is sort of like if shmups were like combined with EDM kind of thing, I guess, in a way.
I just love it so much.
Yeah. Huh.
I'd watched this video like 10 times before. I'm just like, I need this game. I need this game. I need this game. And then I'm like, I can't play this game yet, but heck, I'm going to buy it now because I just want it downloaded.
The circle's an angry face now. What even? The circle has so many different like just things going on.
Are you talking about the one where he's like emotionally unstable looking blue square?
I don't know.
Like it's like in the middle where there was a comment where someone just said he didn't want to fight it, but then someone reminded him, "There's no fighting in this game. You're just dodging."
Oh,
like,
yeah, exactly.
My brother didn't want to fight the blue square because he thought it was his friend, and then the person comments below, "But there's no fighting in this game. You're just avoiding it." And he's like, "I know," but he ran away crying. I'm like, "Okay,
I know."
The visuals in this game are so good. Oh my goodness.
You're right about the strobe light. It really hurt my eyes.
I'm not getting really much of a strobe thing going on right now. I mean, like the screen gets a little bright every so often, but I'm not getting.
It's just like low strobe. The strobe I was talking about was way worse. Way worse. it's like the strobe effect on there times 2, maybe 3.
Oh.
So whenever the red thing would come out, that would like all be like strobe. The entire screen would illuminate at times.
Oh yeah, the screen gets covered in it. It's just like
pretty much. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I have to turn on the strobe sensitivity thing. I can't. I don't know how you can play like that. That just adds a whole new level of difficulty because you can't see.
Exactly. And as you're mentioning too, a bunch more things are popping up on the screen, and they're all starting to flash white a bunch. Oh man. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, there's like a party mode and everything, and I'm just going through the story mode right now.
Oh dang.
Oh dang.
And you can also buy more songs for it, I think, as well. I'd bulk up your playlist, I guess. They even have one of my favorite dubstep musicians on there. Was it Nitro Fun? Yes, I love so many songs by them.
Nitro Fun?
Nitro Fun, yeah.
Okay.
They have like very retro-esque, pixely sort of sounding dubstep songs. Have one.
Okay, interesting. Retro Fun. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you know, like the little bang noises. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I don't know if I'll be able to do Dexter. I mean, maybe. I have this clip on my screen from when he mentioned it, and I'm just like, maybe it's like a weird raspy accenty voice.
Try to say Dee Dee in his voice, and you might have it.
Like she's all high pitched and all like.
I could probably do Dee Dee, but I don't know if I can do Dexter.
I can't remember what Dee Dee sounds like, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been a long time, so.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a while. I just remember Dexter's voice. I think I remember his mom and his dad's voice. That's really about it. Yeah.
Authoritarian.
Yeah, it's just like a high pitch sounds just like any kid voice. Like, I ate your cookies. Dexter!
Dexter!
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dexter!
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like Dee Dee!
I'm going in your lab again.
No, don't!
Every time, you know something, every time I saw like that show and I see Dee Dee being mean to the little brother, I'm like, oh my god, that's so mean. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, she is very mean.
Yeah. Nothing but sabotage, the worst kind of tage there is.
and you know something else too?
I was like, I hope people remember this.
Yes, I did.
And you know, there's the fact how it's mostly the little siblings that has to sabotage you because you're older and you're more mature. But so for some reason it's the other way around with this.
Oh yeah. It's actually the other way around for my family. I was the evil one.
Oh my god. Like give me everything I want.
And then after like I turned 10 or so, my brother and I became the best of friends, and everybody else who has siblings is just like, how do you guys get along so well? We're just like, well, we just came up fighting.
Oh, that's how with my little brother also. We're like that too. They ask us like, how you guys never fight, do you? And we see all of our cousins just fighting each other.
Yeah, I know, and we just don't. And my like, I know what you mean by the little sibling usually does it, because I had a friend and her brother was evil. Like, oh my gosh, just do such horrible things, and he's just this little brat.
Dang.
Yeah. So I had a pretty good growing up. My brother was very nice.
Yeah, my brother and I, for the most part, he's younger than me, and for the most part, we got along fairly well growing up. Actually, I mean, like especially like in our like elementary school and middle school and early high school years, we were. I mean, like around that time, we were starting to drift apart a little bit, doing our own thing. But a lot of the earlier years, we were just we watched cartoons together, and we play on our Game Boys together, kind of thing. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. It was.
Yeah, my brother is 2 years younger than me, but people swear he's like 2 or 3 years older than me, or older.
I have got almost the same thing. My brother is 2 years younger than me, but he's taller than me. He's about like I think 6 foot. I'm 5'6", so I'm much shorter than he is.
Same. My brother's like 6'2" or something. I'm like 5'4". I don't know.
Dang.
Oh dang.
Yeah. Oh dang. Oh dang. Yeah.
Oh dang.
Oh, diddly dang, Neighborino.
I'm looking at Steam right now to see what kind of games would I get right now before the specials end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta see what's on my Steam wish list.
I got it all. I just bought the Shapes and Beats game, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know what? Nothing else matters anymore. I'm sorry, but this is what it's got for me. This is I can just.
Yeah, I'm content now.
I'm as content can be.
I have a lot of games in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of games I have not played yet.
Same. I have a lot of like older games that I've downloaded with emulators that I just haven't gotten to.
I'm
the nature of like most people that that have Steam accounts. Like my buddy has bought. I couldn't tell you how many games he's purchased, and most of them like just sit there uninstalled, kind of thing. Because it's like, you know, you buy them and then you don't play them for a few years, and you go, "Oh, I've got this game. I'm gonna play it now."
I have 6 Steam games, and the rest are all either PS2 or Wii.
Yeah, like, oh wow.
Emulated. Like I have a lot of Wii games because I bought a Wii like a while ago.
Right. Yeah.
Like I have like 40 games that are all Wii apparently, and then I have a couple that are PS2. Like, apparently I'm at 10 or 9 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really good. I mean, Steam is like a perfect source for like, you know, finding games that used to be like that you know, that we all knew on like, you know, PlayStation or even like, you know, classic Windows 98 and what have you. Like,
oh, so they actually sell games like that? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, well, on my Steam account I have like the old like Hexens and Half-Lives and Quake and games like that. And I've also I plan to play them one day, I swear to goodness, I plan to play them one day, but I bought all of the old Final Fantasies that I could find. So I've got 3, 4, for the after years, I guess that's one, 5, 6, and 8. And I've played none of them yet. And I can't even remember how much I spent on them, but
wow.
Yeah. I'll get to them one day, years from now.
Yeah, probably.
Years from now.
You know, when
one day, years from now.
Yeah, on his deathbed, he's just like, "Oh no, I wanted to play those games. I never got the chance to play."
That's exactly right. Oh, it's just yeah. So.
No, I have the same thing, but mine are all like emulated games, so they came from just the internet, and actually.
Yeah.
From the internet.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them were Wii games I already owned, and I just got rid of a lot of them because I wasn't using the Wii. I don't have a TV really. I just have my computer.
Oh yeah.
My parents and brother take priority of the TV. I don't have my own, and I don't have the right port to plug in the Wii because it's a splitter cable, right? I can't plug that into my HDMI screen. It's not going to work.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not going to work.
and the converter I bought just looks awful. Yeah, you can play it on a 5-inch TV, no prob. Put it on a 24-inch screen. No.
No.
Yes, I have a 5-inch TV. That's the only TV I own.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
It's one of those portables.
Have you guys ever played on Dead by Daylight?
I've heard
of it.
I've heard of it. I listen to a lot of Nerd Out music videos, and they do some of those some songs for that game.
Oh yeah, it's really like I really want to play it, but like I have no friends who has the game.
Oh, forever alone.
It's really forever alone. Quite literally. I'm like playing Uno by myself. I have Uno.
Everyone's starting to self-deprecate. What is this? Although I should join in the mixture as well because
Yeah, but it's a really good game. It's like it deals like, you know, you can have like 5 players. And you have like these 4 players that are trying to run away from the one killer. And you have to like work on these machines. Like you have to turn them on so you could escape. While the killer looks for you and tries to kill you.
Oh. I have closest one I have to that is Killing Floor 2. I barely played it because it's using the keyboard and mouse, and I'm so used to the controller that I'm just like, oh, I have to keep relearning how to play it every time I play it.
I played a little bit of Killing Floor quite a few years ago on my buddy's 360. We I don't remember a whole lot about the game. It was like
You
It's
can fight
like,
zombies.
yeah, there's hordes of zombies.
At this weird guy, this guy's house, this guy's mansion, and
Oh.
he has like all these I don't know. They remade the game, I guess, because this is
Yeah.
one they released for I don't know PS4.
Oh dang.
Things like
Oh
that.
dang.
Did I say that? Did I do that?
Did I do that?
Steve Urkel. Actually, a couple days ago, I don't know, I made a funny joke. Like, you know, I was just making a joke about like, you know, oh, it was a customer was talking to me about like, you know, yeah, this cool thing. I was like, oh, it's a Merkel. You know, and I'm like, it's a Steve Merkel.
Urkel.
It's just like, oh, I said that. Yep, that came out. So there you go.
I like the fact how the actor just positively makes his voice just high and squeaky, but when he's talking normally, he's like a really deep voice.
Jaleel White is super cool because also as well he did the voice of the original Sonic the Hedgehog in the cartoon, the original cartoon.
No way.
Yeah, which is like super neat.
It's like he had like this sort of voice when he spoke. It was like, "Hi, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog,"
kind of thing. I don't do very well, but it was like to that effect. It was really cool.
I'm like, shut up. Like,
what? You tell me to shut up?
yes.
Yeah.
Problem with that?
So mean.
It's all right, guys.
Tim's an alien. Of course I have to be mean.
I don't care, Deb.
Besides, I'm meaner, so.
It's so true. I mean, Dib's Wonderful Life of Doom is proof of that.
Yeah.
Gives Dib the best life possible and then just rips it away from him for the sake of getting back at him for Dib throwing a muffin at him.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say about that. Like how he just throws a muffin at Zim and he's like, "Who did it? Like, what's you?" And he's like,
"Who threw this pork cow?"
Pork cow.
That's a stinking muffin.
That's a stinking muffin.
I don't care. I will find the beast that threw it. I will find you. Sleep peacefully now, because it'll be the last people sleep you'll know from this moment on. But we're not asleep right now. Runs away screaming. And that's why I don't voice him.
Too much screaming and yelling. That's
I'll get you, Zim.
I mean, I could take it.
Luck.
Sorry?
I mean, I could take it. I voiced Recap Kid, remember? So much yelling.
Yes, this is very true.
I'm like so hoarse after I record. Are you ever hoarse after you record, Zim?
Yeah, actually, it's funny. If you ever listen to my recordings when I'm like doing my takes over and whatnot, half of the time when I'm trying to do Zim, sometimes I'll break into like okay, just gotta all right, here we go. And like half the time, because like when I'm editing it, half the time I don't know how my mic picks it up so well, but like I've got my water with me because I have to, and I'll like I'll be taking swigs of water and like all you hear is just like okay. It's gross, but it's just like, okay, I got to get this line right. But there have been a couple times where I I go into the recording, you know, like talking like, you know, this before I start, and then by the time I'm done, you know, I sort of, my voice has sort of reached this capacity, and I can't talk to the rest of the day. Yeah, it's pretty brutal, but I mean, it's funny regardless. But that does happen. Yeah.
Let's be with Recap Kid. I actually I'll lose my voice for about an hour and then I'm fine again.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll drink like a bunch of water and then 2 hours later, okay, I'm normal.
Yeah,
I can do
exactly.
it again. It's fine.
You're in the recording, you're like, all right, that was a good take, and then an hour later, you're like, all right, time to go through with the rest of the day now. Oh man. So what should happen is if I get a Recap Kid role in the future, I'll get both Recap Kid and Zim. And just for added effect, I'll record them on the same day.
Oh gosh.
In the same hour.
It'll be like Richard Horvitz with Billy and Zim, where he comes in and he sounds like he's been smoking.
Yeah. It tastes like iron. Because it's tasting blood.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love listening to Richard Horvitz talk just like naturally, because
Yes.
it's like he just sounds obviously like yeah he does the voice of Zim, but like it's so fascinating to watch a voice actor and like you hear their voice and you're like, yeah, I can hear the character, like. Because like Richard is like he's like, yeah, so I'm at this convention and we're just having a conversation and blah 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 and here's the here's the Q&A and da 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 da, and I'm like, dude, you just put a little lilt in there and you're Zim, like it's you just hear it kind of thing.
Did you watch the panel for was it Enter the Florpist or something? Enter the Florpist?
I don't know. I've seen a decent few of the panels that they've done, but I don't know if I've seen that one.
Okay, because when Mr. Corbett came back to voice Zim, he was all concerned, saying, "I don't think I sound like Zim anymore. I don't think I sound like him."
Oh,
and then Jonah's just like, "It's okay. You do sound like Zim. You're perfect." And yeah, he was just going like that the entire time, but he does still sound like Zim.
The Flipper's full panel. Was it at Comic-Con 2018?
It was 2018, I believe.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I think I got the right one then. 53-minute thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But they just have him, like some of the cast, Jonan, and some of the people that worked on the movie as well, like behind the scenes, whatnot.
Yeah,
it's a good time if you have an hour to kill.
I'm off today, so I'll definitely give it a check later on in the day because I'm intrigued to see this now. But yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah. I just like when he's talking about the comments too. It's just like, give him a break. He's like 80 years old. Of course, he doesn't sound like Sam anymore. Oh,
dang, the roastage there.
Roastage.
It's a word now, I guess. I don't know.
Get roasted, mate.
That's right. Actually, speaking of Jonan, I thought it was I don't know if you guys have seen the small little Q&A that Richard did. It wasn't in like a full-sized panel room, but they were in like a medium-sized room kind of thing. And it was just he was sitting on like a table or something like that, and all the people that came to like ask questions were just sitting around him kind of thing. And one of the attendees was asking something about Jonan Vasquez. And they were like, is it Vasquez or Vasquez? And Richard just goes, it is Vasquez. Vasquez is a type of cheese. Fucking answer, which is brilliant.
Oh my gosh.
It was really good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I've watched so many just panels of Richard Horvitz. He's just so entertaining. Like
he is so charismatic in them. Oh my goodness.
Oh
like, they were, yeah. Oh my goodness. But they were, I don't know what it was, but like at one of the conventions, it might have been Invader Con, I'm not entirely sure, but they were all like there was the panel set up, and like Richard is there, Ricky's there, and everybody else and whatnot. And I guess they were like all eating breakfast kind of thing or something.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the Vader Con, because they had like, waffle breakfast or something.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't know.
Yeah, and and out of nowhere, Richard just looks at everybody and goes, "Behold us eating."
What?
I know, he's so spontaneous.
Behold us eating.
It's just like this guy. I tell you, the stuff that comes into his mind right before he says it's just freaking hilarious.
It's great.
Like, oh man. And also, I'd love to sing the Speed Racer theme with him because that's one of his favorite themes. Yeah.
Yeah, there was some video that they just stuck the ending of him, like at the end of the video, they just had him singing Speed Racer.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. I don't know the full theme song. I just know that part just because of that video.
Yeah, I don't know the song either. I've never actually seen the show. I've only seen it's the crappy movie, and no,
I never even saw the movie. But I heard it was. I guess. And
I mean, it wasn't that bad. But, like when I was watching it, because I haven't seen the show, but like all the fans were just outraged by it. So I'm like, okay, I guess it's not that good.
Yes,
outrageous.
Outrageous indeed.
I'm like ignoring you guys while I'm just trying to see what kind of game should I get next.
You gotta prioritize, man. You gotta prioritize. It's all good.
It's okay. I actually was guilty of ignoring a stream once. I was on one of Scourge's streams, and she's talking about something, and I was talking to Stanley about Hollow Knight on the other screen. I'm just like talking about that, and she's like, "And Novi, what do you think?" And I'm like,
I think it's a great idea. That's what I think. It's a great idea.
It's like, oh, thank you so much for agreeing. You're like, what did I just agree to?
Yes. But it wasn't a yes or no question though. It was like an opinionated thing. I knew that much, and I'm like,
did she know about the story, or is she discovering this for the first time on stream? Like as she's watching now, like what?
I just like how you left the stream last time Daydreamer came back and you just nothing. You knew everything that was going on. So impressive. Yes. Wish I could do that. Sometimes I don't even know what's going on in the stream I'm in. Let alone if I walked away.
Actually, I'll be honest. Since I'm still not used to like live streaming, I half the time because I'm on my browser right now. Sometimes I'll like be on other tabs and I'll forget that we're actually streaming. It's like, oh yeah, I'll click on the Google Hangouts thing. Go like, oh yes, hi, we're live.
Yeah, I've lost the stream on a number of occasions. Just even in the stream, I'm not used to using Google Chrome. I use Firefox, and I have to use Google Chrome. So I kept minimizing it and going like, where the heck did the thing go? Because the chat's all in Google Chrome, and I just kept forgetting about that.
Yeah. All good. Oh man, Firefox. I don't think I ever really used Firefox. I used to use Internet Explorer all the time. That's what I used. And then my buddy was like, "Hey, Google Chrome, it's better." I'm like, "Okay." So I did.
I'm glad you switched.
Yeah, I'm glad too, very much.
Yeah, I have to use not Firefox. Actually, I do use Firefox at work, but it's a really, really old version, and I have to use Internet Explorer. And Internet Explorer just, every so often you'll get this horrible message that says Internet Explorer is crashed, and then you hit exit, and it's fine. And it got me worried for nothing.
Oh, have you guys seen this?
What?
It's like a comic. Sorry, sorry. Like I was gonna say, like, have you seen that? There's like somebody's making this comic about the Internet Explorer.
I've seen a lot of different different versions of the Internet Explorer joke, like the one where they're all lined up. There's Firefox, Opera, Chrome, and Internet Explorer, of course, and they're like doing what they do, like chanting like they do in the military, and they're like, "What are we, browsers?" And they go through this whole thing, and by the end, Internet Explorer they just all stop, and then Internet Explorer says, "Browsers."
Oh my god!
It was like, oh my god, that's genius. Genius.
Oh, I also like the one where the guy on the computer's like, "Crap, I clicked on you again. Want to make me your default browser?" No. And then they have this moment where he's just like all teary-eyed and he's like about to do it, and then he have this troll face and he's like, "No!" Closes it.
What?
Is that like when when someone like is trying to open up like the browser they typically use, but they end up accidentally clicking on another one? It's like, "Hey, am I your browser? You want to use me?" It's like, no, don't.
At least Chrome's not that obnoxious. It wasn't like, "Hey, you want to make me your default browser? I know it's been a while." It respects.
Like when I want to get to like my folder that contains like all my projects and like documents, pictures, things like that, the Internet Explorer logo is right beside it. So sometimes if I'm just trying to go into my folder to pull out a project I'm working on or something like that, I'll accidentally click Internet Explorer and I have to wait for that thing to load, and then I got to click out of it and go to yeah.
You can unpin those things, right? You can get rid of it. You can burn an Explorer at the stake. You can just if you right click on Internet Explorer, and there's actually an unpin option that comes up near the bottom, unpin from taskbar, and it goes away. I took computer science actually. I became a computer technician, so
Ah, well, there you go then. That's dang. I didn't even know that. Well, thank you for the information, and I'll go ahead and apply right now. Actually, I'll obliterate this thing. Unpin from taskbar.
Yes.
Boom. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Happy day.
It's gone. It's gone. What do I do?
Yeah,
What do I do?
No more.
it's
I am
gone.
happy.
And then you can also do the same thing to pin something you want to the taskbar.
Oh, so like right click and then you can choose like from a
Yeah.
things. Oh, what?
Yep.
Dude. All right, I'm learning stuff today. I'm happy.
I'm happy. I don't care anymore.
This is awesome. I love it. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Now I won't have that issue anymore then. Thank you.
Sweet.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
There you
Oh my god. I'm like looking at all these games and which one I want to
I
get.
forgot you're still doing that.
Still do looking for a game. Me, I can't really play my games because I left my controller upstairs. So
That's fine.
I
I mean, there's some games where like they don't require a remote, just a mouse. Just a mouse.
I mean, I have my Wii remote, so I guess I could play an emulated Wii game, play some Skylanders. Yeah.
Okay. Skylanders. Oh, and funny enough, Richard Horvitz does a voice of a character in Skylanders, doesn't he?
That's what finally got me into Skylanders.
Oh yeah. Right?
Well, I mean, I heard about the game
Finally.
back when it came out in 2011, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. You can make your toys come to life. That's neat. Never really bought it because it was crazy expensive, so no thank you. Then I started working at Toys R Us, and then they're like promoting Skylanders, and I'm like, oh yeah, Skylanders was a thing, right? And then I watched panels, and then Richard was like, hey, I voiced Chaos and Skylanders, and I'm like, sold.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazing.
that right away.
And then of course Disney Infinity happened, and the Amiibos happened, and
There's also Lego Dimensions too. That's also a ripoff of Skylanders.
oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And since people don't like Skylanders anymore, I could just snag all the figures for next to nothing. It's great. Great. I love it. I love it.
Awesome.
I got this case when I first got into the game, and the case is now completely full because you can just find them everywhere. You can find them at thrift shops. You can find them on Kijiji. You can just you don't have to try to find them. They're just there.
And also on the list of Craig, probably.
Probably. I've never used Craigslist, though. I don't know if they have it here.
Nor have I. Nor have I, actually. But it's funny. The place that my brother and I live in now, my dad actually found it for us through Craigslist. So I guess that's my experience with the Craigslist, shopping spree.
The only thing I know about Craigslist is they love to use it on Scrapyard Wars, which is a game show where they build computers. So they have to do it of certain time constraints, and they have computers that have to be like good for certain things. I love it so much. One of my favorite YouTube series is, and they make it kind of like Storage Wars, and that's sort of thing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's really funny how much they can make it into such a reality show just about buying computer parts and building a computer. It wasn't that exciting when I built my own.
I wish I built my own, but I got it built for me and then shipped to a computer place that's sort of near where I live. But I think the next computer that I might get, I'm gonna try to build it myself.
I ordered all my parts off Newegg, and then I got them all shipped to me. My hard drive was late, so that sucked. But I had everything except for the hard drive, and I couldn't, and the case, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
Then I put it all together, and then my buddy's like, hey, you should have bought this instead. And I'm like, crap, now I have to buy that and reinstall Windows. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did, because it gave me a really good performance boost.
I am way too afraid of building a computer, I'm going to be honest, because I know I'll have all the parts there, but there's so many, you got to be careful with the parts you're holding. I don't know how sensitive they are. So I fear that I'm going to tighten a screw too tight, or I'm going to, I don't know, apply that cooling agent glue.
You mean the thermal paste?
Yeah, that's what it is. In the worst possible way, and when I try to squish it, put in the fan, it's gonna something's gonna erupt, something's gonna break by my hands, accidentally or not. It's just I'm way too afraid of that happening. It's well, that's tons of money.
I don't know. I just put on an anti-static wristband and didn't even put any thermal paste on it. It already came with the processor. So I'm like, cool. I'm gonna have to reapply it later, perhaps. And
Props not.
oh hey, Gorgeous Freeman came. He was so disappointed on the last stream, saying, "I wish I made it." Hi.
I think you guys are really cool. Thank you, guys. Starwind.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you made it! Yeah.
Yeah. I actually commented on his comment to make sure that he would make it. I said there's a stream tomorrow. Just wanted to let you know. I didn't know if he was subscribed to me or not. I didn't want to just assume.
Let's just assume once more.
Oh, Gorgeous Freeman gave a heart.
Aw, heart right back. Yeah, no, this is
Did you guys see the comments for the last stream? No, they're great.
I'm not actually.
I don't.
I've seen some, but like I kind of lost.
That's fine. It's fine. I can bring them up on my screen.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. No, I've been sick for like almost the past 3 weeks somehow.
Oh.
And, so my voice has been affected. Actually, it's funny. I woke up an hour before the stream started, and my voice was like this. And I woke up thinking like, like if there's gonna be some improv, I got to do my Zim voice, and this is not gonna be easy. So I just riddled my trachea with lemon and ginger tea with honey in it, and hopefully it it definitely feels like it's made it better. But yeah, no, I want this sickness gone.
That was me not last week, but the week before. I sounded like a smoking lady on the phone. I was taking calls. I'd be like, "Thank you for calling." Kill me now.
You're late for your.
And then you look over your coworker Mike and you say, "Wazowski, you didn't file your paperwork last night."
Yes. Wazowski, you didn't file your paperwork last night.
Always watching.
Don't let it happen again. I love that so much.
I forgot about that line. Oh, that's so good.
I hope he always watching.
Yeah.
Always watching.
I like the part how she's like a super secretive agent at the end of the whole movie.
Yes, I love her. My dad could do better impression than I can, though.
I like her laugh.
I forgot about her laugh.
Isn't that only like the blooper outtake thing that they did?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't remember her laughing at all. And she just seems so serious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God, I gotta watch that movie again. It is such a good movie.
Yeah. Didn't the other movie, the Monsters University? Yeah. Didn't they get like what's it called? Like a copyright kind of thing? I don't know. That like they somehow got in trouble.
I thought it was the same studio.
What was it? I don't know. I just can't remember anymore. One of them got in trouble for the movie. I'm not sure. Oh hey!
I just my profile picture is literally my reaction to that. I missed it.
I love that
too. That is amazing. Oh, see, that looks like a Gmod like thing right there, like the profile picture.
Yeah. Should we make our own our profile picture of one of the Gmods?
Yeah. Now, Monsters University was actually that was an incredible film in my opinion. I loved it. I especially loved the ending.
I watched the theater version, like the bootleg theater version with like the kids laughing in the middle, sneezing. People walking out of the theater, people walking back. Oh. So I didn't have a very enjoyable experience with that one, but it was fine.
Hey Luke, can I have some popcorn? Don't get your own. It's a great movie so far. Pass the Twizzlers! You in front!
of pop is this?
Yes.
I told you to get a second straw.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I don't know why I went to Brooklyn there. But...
I think the best movie I saw in the theater though was Venom because my brother and I we watched it. It was our type of humor. So basically, we were laughing at every joke, and then most of the people in the theater must have been dead inside or something. It was like they barely laughed, and then it would be a very obvious joke, and they'd all laugh, and then they wouldn't laugh for a long time. I'm like, what? Are these people even watching the movie? My brother and I were having a blast. And everybody else just kind of seemed like, meh.
Well,
are we watching the same movie here?
Like
I've had that. I've had that sort of awkward sort of situation where, like, you know, you stumble across a video, you find it really funny, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got to show it to my friend, and then you show it to your friend, and you're like, dude, this video right here, man, you're gonna laugh, it's so funny, and then the entire time you're like, okay, he's gonna laugh, and then he's just sitting there, or you know, whomever, like they're just sitting there like. You're like, and like you try to laugh, but you look at them, you're like, and yeah, the funny part's coming out.
Yes.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like I've showed a few videos to a buddy of mine, and I'm like, you know, I'll start laughing, but then he's just like stone faced.
You just have to hold. After a while, you gotta hold a sign that says, "Please laugh. You're killing my self-esteem."
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah.
The more you sit here not laughing, the more I die inside.
Do I just laugh too much at things? What is? I don't know what's happening here right now. Like, am I just too prone to giggle?
Oh man, that's like me. There was this thing that people were like, oh, "Okay, that's funny," and I just kept laughing and laughing and laughing, and they're like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" And I was like getting red faced. I just couldn't stop laughing. And they're like, "Are you okay?" Like everybody had stopped laughing like 2 or 3 minutes before, and I'm still laughing.
The only response you can give them is the.
Just give them a thumbs up. Just and write this thing on a piece of paper. Don't mind me. Just go about your business.
You're laughing so hard that you look like a silent seal clapping.
I actually did that once when I listened to one person's recording. Like I was just like couldn't stop laughing, and then I had to go to the freezer. My face was overheating and get a magic bag.
Goodness gracious! I'm overheating. Stop! Help! That is too funny. Yeah. Funny how different laughs sound coming from different people.
Yeah, they say the way you laughed said something about your personality, I guess.
Oh yeah, I've got like, I mean, I imagine most people, including myself, have like a bajillion different ways of laughing, and I find it funny as well that like, I sometimes my laugh will change depending on if I've watched like a video where like a certain person like laughs a certain way, and I watch a lot of videos of that person laughing a certain way, and then all of a sudden when I laugh, I'll start to laugh like that. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why I do that, but I do that. It's so weird.
Oh man, there was one video I was watching that this guy was laughing, and he laughs like like one of those, you know, one of those cliche evil laughs.
Okay.
They're like, they're like,
I had one person do that on the phone. An old lady sounded like a witch when she was laughing at me, and I was like, I'm a little creeped out right now. I was actually a little creeped out because of how spot on of which it was, and I'm just like, you're actually freaking me out right now, and I don't know if what I said was really that funny.
Oh.
It's just like you tell people things and they're like, "Oh, you must be joking," and they start laughing, and then I'm like, "No, I'm actually serious."
Yeah, like
serious right now.
Yeah, that's fun.
This was fun.
So, if you guys could voice any character, who would it be? I know Richard Horvitz said that he'd like to voice Batman, but he doesn't have the voice for it.
Oh,
Batman from what?
I don't know which Batman, but
Batman.
Batman.
Let's just go for Batman. That's it.
Yeah, just
Batman.
Oh, you said Oh, sorry. I totally thought you said Batman. I was like, what? What character is that? Oh boy. Okay, I need to adjust my headphones here. All right. I know that Richard wanted to voice characters in Family Guy because he's a big fan of that show. But for me personally, gosh, well, I would love to, for even just one project, do the voice of Donald Duck.
Oh, Donald Duck?
Yeah. That aside from Zim and actually Smeagol Gollum from Lord of the Rings, Donald Duck is my favorite impression to do.
Really?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that hard though.
I mean, yeah, it's as long as you know how to produce the sound, because the thing about producing the voice is that it has nothing to do with your actual voice.
It looks like somebody wants you to attempt the Donald Duck.
Yes, I saw that.
You should attempt Donald Duck. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. I don't know why I'm clearing my throat. This doesn't require my voice. Oh, here we
I
go.
think you use your tongue. You have to use your tongue too. You mess with it.
Yeah, I vibrate the side of my tongue. It's like How's that?
Hey.
Good, yes. I like when they had Donald Duck in a rap battle though, and it's like you don't know what he's saying. It's just
Thank you. Thank you, gorgeous women. I appreciate it. Thank you. Many smiles.
Yes.
That makes me happy.
Many smiles.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, if I brushed up on my Donald Duck a little bit more, I definitely want to voice him in something, because he's actually my favorite cartoon character of all time.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. And fun tidbit, he has a middle name.
He does?
Yeah.
It's Donald D. Duck, right?
Sorry?
It's Donald D. Duck, right? That was his full name?
No, actually, it's a weird one, and I would have never guessed it myself, but it's Donald Fauntleroy Duck.
What?
Fauntleroy.
Yeah.
Fauntleroy.
Hold on. I'm just gonna fact check myself, make sure I've got my information correct here. Because I remember reading it a while back on something, but I don't remember exactly what it was. And so, like, I just tell it to a bunch of people, being like, "Yeah, this is what his middle name is." But I believe that's what his middle name is. 1 second.
The voice I would like to voice as is, you know, the new show that DuckTales?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to voice as Scrooge McDuck.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because he has that, because the voice, it's because of the actor behind it. His voice is like super, like it fits in well for everything. He could fit it into a comedy or somewhere like really serious. I would love to have that kind of voice.
Yeah, I think David Tennant is doing the voice of Scrooge for the new DuckTales, isn't he?
Yeah, that's why. David Tennant. He used to play like on a different show called Doctor Who. That's still my favorite show to watch.
Yeah. And surprise, surprise, another show I've never seen.
I've seen a little bit of Doctor Who. I've seen a little bit of DuckTales too, but I haven't watched a whole lot either.
The only Doctor Who thing I saw was the Weeping Angels episode.
I saw that too, and there was actually a little marathon back in, I don't know, 2012 I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I just watched like the end of whatever season that was. I don't even know. I remember there was one episode where they're on Mars and there's something going on with turning people into weird monsters because of the water on Mars, and that was like whatever story arc that was. I watched like from there till like the end of the season.
Dang.
Whatever that is. I don't know anything else about that.
Huh. I just know da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun. Actually,
it's kind of funny. There's a movie about it, how the show first started, and it was very low key, the whole production of it. Like the people who started to make the show Doctor Who from the very beginning, it was very low key. Like they had no studio production, they have no high quality sound, they were like very low budget. But it's kind of funny how something so small could succeed something big.
Oh goodness!
So kind of like Star Trek. Like like the 1960s version was very, kind of low budget.
Shatner. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because back then, of course, like the props and the special effects, you had to. They didn't have the computer technology for that kind of thing at the time, so like you had to really do something different. Actually,
Yeah.
it's funny. There's a sorry to keep cutting you off here, but
That's okay.
there's a because all this talk of like classic '60s like shows and whatnot just reminded me of a it's sort of like I can't remember if it was a Japanese show or movie, but it was like the Japanese version of Power Rangers, and it was called Ultraman. And like the theme song was like Ultraman, Ultraman, or something like that. It was so weird. But like there was one, I can't remember if it was, yeah, it was a show, and one of the episodes there was like this alien creature that like went through this like headquarters of some kind where like all these like dudes were working at, and the idea was that like the alien shot, or maybe it wasn't an alien, I don't remember what it was, but like there was like they were infected or shot with like this laser beam kind of thing that was basically it caused them to be immobilized, so they stood in place kind of thing. But like what happened was when the laser hit them, there would be like a green filter or like or whatever colored filter, I can't remember what the color was, but like a filter would go over the silhouette of their bodies, and they literally just had to stand still, and you could see them like moving a little bit, like twitching, just like the natural bodily twitches kind of thing that happened. But they were supposed to just like stand in place kind of thing, and like have their whatever pose they were doing sort of thing, and like to pretend like they were frozen in time. But stuff like that is like just really cool to me. But like the stuff that they had to work with at the time.
Oh yeah, I like the fact how remember how Power Rangers from back then, they have like when they get attacked, their suits sparks.
I don't remember. I don't even remember like much of the first season. Like I've seen the first season, but that was like elementary school years for me. I haven't seen anything of it since.
But almost they kind of like.
Oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, the sparks one. Yeah.
The sparks one when they get attacked, they're like,
yeah.
There's no blood or whatever, it's just sparks.
Yeah, exactly.
All I know about Power Rangers is that Richard Horvitz voiced this like little.
Oh yeah, it's like Power Rangers. What was it? Or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, the little alien, the little
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Yeah. I forgot.
What about you, Navi? Like, what voice would you like to be as?
I don't know why, but I always want to do masculine voices, but I know I really can't. Most
really?
of them. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, but if you were able to, then what would you go for?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to voice Wrath from Ben 10. He's like this really macho wrestler type who's always angry at something.
Oh, Wrath. Yeah.
I love him.
The alien, the tiger alien. There we go.
Yeah. It's played by John Domingo.
Oh, John
DiMaggio. Sorry, bad with names. But
no, totally fine. I was just like, oh my god, I love him. He's amazing.
He was also in Randy Cunningham Ninth Grade Ninja when he played like the billionaire guy, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's Wrath. He's playing the billionaire.
I love John DiMaggio's voice. He's got such a nice voice. Yeah,
I love him too.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like the first thing that comes to mind for me with him is Bender from Futurama.
I haven't really watched Futurama, but I know he's
sure.
But gosh, what else has he done? I mean, he's done quite a bit. But
he's like the logger in Gravity Falls, apparently. I don't know what else he's done.
He was Jake the Dog in Adventure Time.
Oh yeah, and then he was also. He's done a lot of Ben 10, it seems. I think all I can think of him is like from Ben 10. It's weird.
Oh yeah, he's also in Jake Long. He's that guy. What's his name?
Jake Long.
I know what you're talking. I know the show, but I don't know what guy you're talking about.
He's like the big gray dog that like can speak.
Oh, him.
And like his
was.
Yeah, I just remember him going because that's like his laughter, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Can't remember his name for the life of me, but I was watching like an episode recently. It's just bad.
Food Dog, yes.
Food Dog, yes.
Thank you, Freeman. Yeah, Food Dog, that's it.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dog Foo or Food Dog or something along those lines.
It's one of the things I was struggling with in Hollow Knight, where I'd be like, "Hey, Stanley, this is where I am now," and I would be like, "I don't remember this person's name, but they look like this," and he'd be like, "This person, I guess so."
Sure.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Did they look like this?" Yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the person. Like, how do you know everybody's names? Oh, I've already pre-played the game. Okay. I see how it is.
Count on me. Yeah. I cannot wait to sink more of my teeth into Hollow Knight. I've only played like a half an hour of it so far, but I am ready to keep going. It's really good so far. It's interesting. It kind of freaks me out though, like when you get hit by an enemy and like the screen just goes boom.
The death is really interesting in that game, where if you die, you have to go fight yourself to get your stuff back. Have you gotten to that point yet where you died, or not?
No, I haven't.
But when you do die, you become like this ghost thing, and you have to find yourself on the map and be like, "Hey, this is where I am. I have to go kill myself to go get my stuff back."
That's sort of like what game is it? Not RuneScape. What? There's an MMO where that's what you do is like if you die, then you basically you don't fight yourself. I shouldn't say it's like that, but like when you die, you have to like as a ghost or a spirit of some kind, you like have to go back to the place where you died and try to like collect all your stuff. I think it's RuneScape.
Oh,
I'm not
cool.
Sure. Yeah, it was an interesting one. Never played a whole lot of it, even though I wanted to, but yeah. Anyway, World of Warcraft. Oh, World of Warcraft does it? Oh, okay, gotcha. I see. I've tried playing a little bit of World of Warcraft, and I actually want to. Have you guys ever played like much MMOs or things like that?
Only MMO I'm playing right now is Fusion Fall, but I don't know if you've heard of it or not.
Fusion, which say?
Fusion Fall.
Fusion Fall. I've not.
It's a Cartoon Network MMO that they made back in 2008, and it got taken down around 2013, 2014. And then a bunch of fans banded together, and they're trying to recreate the game, but they also somehow got their hands on the original game, like before all the updates and everything, and they put that up and made it stable, which is really cool. And what you do is you go around and you're in the future, this weird like apocalyptic future, and like all the cartoon characters from Cartoon Network are there, and like this anime style, and you can get little nanos where they look like the version of the character from the shows, basically, right. And they float around, and you can summon them to give you like different powers. And you're just trying to defeat the villain, who in this case is Lord Fuse. He wants to like absorb the Earth, basically, and it's interesting.
That's interesting. So if you like,
you're just basically an errand boy for cartoon characters, pretty much.
That is so cool. Fusion Falls. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But I want to get myself to actually play World of Warcraft again because I only played the trial. But since they've announced, Blizzard has announced Classic, I want to actually give World of Warcraft another go, because it's like, heck yeah, if I can like, experience this game sort of kind of the same way that people back in 2004 did when the game first came out, then that'd be amazing. That'd be really cool, because then it'd be like all simple, like it'd be all basic and back to like what it first started out as, which I think would be kind of neat. But yeah. You know what's silent?
Oh yeah, this is Fusion Fall.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Wow. Wow.
That's Nano. I got the Billy Nano. I was just like, I want this one. Dibs. I finally unlocked him, and I was so happy. Little Billy floating around me. I also have Wilt from
from Foster's Home, yeah.
Yeah, and Ed from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. I've never watched that show, but apparently it's a Canadian show, so that's cool.
It is, yeah. Actually, funny enough, one of the voice actors, Sam Vincent, who did Double D, he was actually a teacher for a period of time.
Whoa, what happened here? I was gone for not so long, and I see a game in front of me.
It's
you went. Okay, I was wondering.
I didn't realize you went. But yeah, no, it's Fusion Fall. Fusion Fall, yeah.
I want to get something to eat. I was like really hungry right now.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Right now I'm reading right now, so I'm enjoying the show.
It's fun.
Oh.
I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be doing in this. It's one of those games where I haven't played in a while, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's so crappy on the big screen there. It's so laggy. It's awful. I'm just watching it on YouTube as well. It's like,
What are you eating right now, Daydreamer?
Eggs and some beans.
Oh, speaking of beans.
Some
It's just
beans.
That's awesome. I don't even know what I'm gonna have. Oh no, I do know what I'm gonna have for lunch. Actually, I'm gonna have some seafood.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like really starving right now. I'm like, I told you guys I was gonna come back.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do that joke where, because I'm from the Maritimes, can you send me some lobster for my lunch?
Oh, sorry.
no, it's fine. People do it to me all the time on the phone. It's funny the first
Can you
time,
bring-
and after that, it's like
Can you send me some lobster and some butter? And a bib.
Butter.
I'm gonna need it.
oh.
Lobster's the best. I should, oh man, I should like, because we sell not like straight up lobster, but at my work over the meat department area in the little seafood section, we have little like crowd back packages of lobster claws, like I guess chunks of them, kind of thing.
Okay.
And I need to buy some. I think they'd be really good, really tasty. We get some tartar sauce, maybe. I don't know.
Nice. The best
Tartar
lobster I
sauce.
find is from Prince Edward Island. I haven't really had like any
Oh.
local lobster. I actually live in Nova Scotia, so I haven't actually had any Nova Scotian lobster much. Usually it's Prince Edward Island lobster.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. I've been to PEI once. I mean, like I went to Nova Scotia years and years ago with my family because it was for my sister and brother-in-law's 1-year wedding anniversary. But it was cool when we went to a PEI for I think one of the days. We went to go see Green Gables.
I've been there once. I usually go to the other side of the island, Summerside.
I don't think we went there.
It's the part where nobody's there. It's great. You can just be on this island. You can almost pretend you're on a desert island too. It's great.
That's basically the same as where we were at, and we're actually because my mom grew up in Nova Scotia, and she was actually born there. But we went to I'll just toss a name out and see if you know it, because I almost every single person who has grown up in the Maritimes or from Nova Scotia doesn't know this place, and it's called Advocate Harbor.
No.
No? Okay, so I finally found out a way to describe it. So you know the little chunk of like connecting bit that's like between that connects Nova Scotia and New Brunswick.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So all the way on the left-hand side of that chunk, right at the edge of the water, right there is where it is.
Nice.
Yeah. And
I haven't been there much. We've just kind of drove by that on our way to Prince Edward Island.
No, I wouldn't blame a lot of people if they didn't. Like I mean, I don't know half the places in BC, and I've lived here all my life, kind of thing, you know.
It's the same thing with me in Nova Scotia. Like, someone phones up and said, "Oh yeah, I'm from Nova Scotia. Have you ever heard of this place?" No.
You're like,
No.
I haven't
No.
I haven't been to even like the farthest part of Nova Scotia, like Digby or like Cape Breton. I haven't been to either of those places.
How about Piggy's Cove?
I'm actually from the Glasgow, Nova Scotia. That's where I was born.
The Glasgow, Nova Scotia?
Yeah, Pictou County.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they have amazing pizza, and like they don't have it here in Halifax, and I'm sad.
Oh no.
Like they do, but you have to drive for it.
Yeah, and that could probably be a very long drive.
I mean they started making frozen pizzas that were supposed to be like authentic Pictou County ones. I bought one and it wasn't that good.
Oh no. Oh dang. You know what pizzeria I knew? I mean, it wasn't really a pizza. Well, I guess it kind of was. It was I don't know if you guys have like had or have this type of place where you guys are at, but it's a place called Papa Murphy's. And no, and I would definitely go as far as to say that was probably my favorite pizza place, because it was like they don't get like they don't bake the pizzas themselves. What they do is they have it's kind of like going to a Subway, but for pizza. It's really good. And yeah, and you literally just walk in there. You know they got the pie crust there, the pizza crust, and then or pizza dough, I should say, and then you just go along like you just go along like the different sections of like where all the food items and the toppings and whatnot. You just be like, yeah, I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and then they'll put it onto like those little paper circular things that pizzas typically come on. They'll put saran wrap around it, and then they give it to you, and you take it home and you bake it.
Oh, that's cool. I like Pictou County pizza because they have this special sauce. They call it the brown sauce, and it's like a meat sauce, and it's spicy. And they started actually selling it here in Halifax, which is nice.
Oh, nice.
And so my mom will buy the sauce now. I begged her to buy the sauce. She's actually not from. Neither of my parents are actually from Nova Scotia. They're from different provinces.
Buy the sauce.
And I'm like the only one who likes the sauce. Everybody else is kind of like, man. I'm like, no, you gotta buy the sauce. And she started putting on her pizza, and it's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. I really wish I could tolerate really spicy foods and sauces and whatnot. I really wish I could, because there's a lot of good tasting spicy sauces and what have you out there, but I can't handle the highness of Scoville in some of them.
Oh, okay. It's not really that spicy. It's just, I don't know.
I see. Okay. Probably like like an average spicy, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like you're reaching for a glass of water or anything. It just kind of differentiates it from red sauce pizza. I don't know.
Yeah.
I find red sauce pizza kind of boring by comparison. So I don't know if it's more of like a meat sauce. It's not really tomato sauce.
Oh,
meat.
Yeah, probably something you'd find at Invader Zim, just a meat sauce.
At that pizza place? Oh, goodness gracious me.
Oh, Gorgeous Freeman's with you. Same here. Can't tolerate spicy stuff. Not even low Scoville units on spicy.
Yeah. I am like, as an example, I don't know if you guys have had Takis before.
Yeah.
Yes, right here. I do not like the Fuego flavor because it is freaking spicy as hell for me. Like, it took me. I know, I'm a little weak. But like, I would eat like 2 of them, and then I'd have to take like a 2-minute break, and then I'd eat like another one, and I'd be like, I'm hungry, and these taste good, but darn, they're spicy. I gotta take a break. Okay, I don't want to go back to eat them now. My tongue is no longer yelling at me. Oh no, they're spicy again. I gotta take another break. That's so bad.
You ever had any of those Doritos challenge chips? You know, like the ones where they're like normal, and then you find the spicy one.
No, I never. No.
They have like they were called Russian roulette. Yeah, that's what they were. Russian roulette, like Doritos. And my brother and I, we played a game of Go Fish, and every single time I'd have to pick up a card to get a chip, and then you'd find the spicy one and be running off to get the milk.
Oh my goodness.
I bet I could handle it.
Yeah?
That's what I thought. And then I was like, no, I have to run away now and find myself some milk because I'm done.
Gosh, imagine if they like added like a really spicy bean in that Bean Boozled game, if you guys heard of that one.
It's kind of like what it was for chips, but there wasn't really a game. We just kind of made one up.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I really wish I could tolerate spicy foods. I just can't. It's frustrating. But the silver lining is that I really like sour food, or sour candy, I should say, sour things.
Mm-hmm.
Sour's real good.
Sour's good, but there comes a point where you're just like, no.
Well, and I have a funny story to go along with that. My buddy and I, we bought a fair-sized bag of Warheads, and already the story is going to get worse. But we bought this bag of Warheads. And we just take one each kind of thing, and just eat them every once in a while we played games. And then it came time for me to go home. And he's like, hey, why don't you just take this bag? Like, it's totally cool with me. Just take the bag. I'm like, all right. And there was still like a fair amount. And stupid me, wait for the fun part. I binge watched a bunch of YouTube videos at my place, or at my house, and I just rifled these things into my mouth, like it wasn't like it was just average, like I was just putting popping M&Ms into my mouth or something like that. I was just going at a fair rate, and I just kept chewing them and just swallowing and continued. And by the time the bag was done, I almost could not feel the right side of my tongue. It was so bad, and. I could not, and so the right side of my tongue went literally numb for a few days. Actually, I think it was close to a week or 2. It was bad. So at that point, I was like, all right, I'm not going to do that in the future. That's what I'll promise myself. I won't do that in the future, and I haven't since. And I've been much happier as a result.
I can't really stand candy as much because when I eat too much, I get like a toothache right away.
I get on the left side of my mouth, so I have to like chew most of it on my right side.
Yeah.
Just get the stomach ache, but that goes away when you eat an apple, and then you can eat more candy.
Ah, how about a caramel apple?
I bet you buy like a apple can. What's going on? One of those caramel apples.
Candy
You're like, oh, my teeth. I gotta eat the apple right next to it.
It's like a vicious cycle where you're just like, I'm so in my owl, but it's so good. Like it's
so good.
I haven't really had caramel apples actually. I think I had one maybe.
I've had one before. They are delicious. They're very good.
I always want my mom to make them, but she never does, and they barely ever sell them.
Oh,
you're just gonna have to whine to her like, Mom, make some caramel apples.
I'll have to make my own, I guess. I don't know.
No, whine.
I don't know how to make them though. That's the thing.
Whine like the little girl you used to be. So she'll give in to your demand.
Mom, make the caramel apples.
Whine to her until she gives in.
You just sound like Recap Kid wanting caramel apples at that point.
Hey, that's pretty much my Recap Kid, boys.
And if you go to Tim Hortons, you'd be Ice Cap Kid, wouldn't you?
I'll have to be Recap Kid again. I just have the voice down.
Yep.
Took me so long to get that voice too. Like the issue 22 was awful. I hated it, and then after like issue 23, I kind of got the voice. Like I'd settle down, just like, I know what, I'm gonna do this for an hour. I'm gonna figure it out, and then I finally figured it out. I regretted it later, but I figured it out.
I like the fact, I think it was in I don't remember which one, but it was the one where it was like you had like this effect going on with like this sort of like soft music going on in the background while you were doing the which episode was that?
That was issue 24 and issue 25.
Oh, gotcha.
I just really thought that she's in a void, or Halo, or whatever. So I added like the echoey effect to the voice to make it sound more like it's a void. If you like turn it up, you can actually hear it's like a echoey just in the background there. And then I'm like, I'm going to add creepy music to this because why not? And then it just became a thing. Like, the first one is literally synthwave that I put behind it, and the second one is just a creepy doll music.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I was saying. It was like, I don't know how to emulate it very well, but that's.
Yeah.
I have a great fear against dolls. Oh
yeah.
Yeah, I just can't stand them. Mostly puppets with wooden puppets. Oh, I hate when they just follow you around. And it's like, no, thank you.
Just follow you around.
Yeah, dolls with like actual, verbal eyes are creepy.
Yeah.
There's like they have the eyes look alive, but there's no soul inside.
Yeah, I'm okay with like the plushies though. Those don't freak me out.
Yeah, plushies are okay, but when you put puppets with like realistic eyes, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna back away for a minute.
Have you heard that people actually make baby dolls that look so lifelike people mistake them for infants?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I've heard that one. Yeah, I've heard of that before.
And they'll go out of their way to make it almost emulate an infant. It's so creepy how realistic they are.
Hey, some people just want to have a baby of their own, but they just can't.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what the intention behind making them.
The fascination is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the creepy ones because they're just so artistically well done.
Although it's funny, speaking of that too, there's this person that I can't remember exactly what it is, but they're like they live in this town where they are the only inhabitant, and there used to be like quite a lot of people that lived there, but like they, as the years went by, they passed away. And for every
sounds like Hollow Knight.
A little bit. And for every person that passed away, this person decided to make like a lifelike doll version of that person, and would like prop them up on like a chair outside of a store or something like that, or like in their home or something like that. So all these, So now this person just lives by themselves in this town, and this person made all of these dolls that are supposed to be like versions of people of the people, the former inhabitants that then passed away, and like this person will prop them up so that, like, throughout the town, so that they look like they're in the middle of doing something.
That's actually like an episode of What's with Andy, where he was so lonely because everybody went away for summer that he had gnomes everywhere, and you had them everywhere so he could prank them and just made them do things like the townspeople.
I'm a good like an elf. I'm a good gnome. And you've been gnomed.
It was a good show. That was a really good show, actually.
Love that show.
What's with Andy? What's with Andy?
they have like, it's weird actually. It started off being on an American network, and then Teletoon bought it, and then they recast everybody except for the main character. Seriously, if you watch season 1, completely different voice actors for everybody except for Andy than season 2.
That's kind of like with Dookie from Johnny Test.
And one of the sisters changed out too.
Dookie.
I actually met the voice actress of one of the sisters.
Nice.
Yeah, she was actually a teacher at the voiceover studio school that I went to a couple of years back.
Cool.
I got her to, I can't speak. So I got her as a teacher for a short while. It was really bloody profound because, of course, all I can hear is Johnny's sister when she talks. But it was like,
was she Susan or Mary? I don't really know the difference. Like one of them has like a moon on their the difference is their barrette basically.
Yeah. I'll give you a second.
One had a moon, the other one had a star.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Give me a second.
One had like a bowler haircut, and the other one was like
yeah.
I don't know.
One of them had,
and one was like seemed to be smarter than the other one, I guess.
She was Susan.
Susan.
Yeah. Marika
Susan.
Yeah.
I think Susan was the more outgoing one.
Yeah. Which one was Susan Test? 1 second.
I find it funny how they just fell in love with the same guy.
Yeah.
And they felt so bad.
Yeah, so Susan was the girl with the star in her head with the bangs and the straight hair.
Isn't his name Jeremy or something?
Jeremy.
Oh, yeah. Dude with the blonde hair and the green shirt or whatever.
Yeah, and I kept getting him mixed up with Phineas and Ferb's Jeremy, because I'm like, they're both named Jeremy. It's just weird. And they both have blonde hair.
That's true.
And the person chasing them also has red hair, so it's
I kind of feel bad for the girls, because every time when they show an episode where like they go into the future, they're never with somebody anymore.
They're just living together alone.
They're living together alone. Like there's no Gil, no, his name was Gil, wasn't it?
Gil, yes, Gil.
Gil, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of Phineas and Ferb, so I was like,
oh, and of course, as I'm looking at the Google results, I love that. I never noticed this before. His name is Gil Next Door.
Gil Next Door, that's his name? His full name?
His last name is Nexdor. Next Door.
Next Door.
That is so funny.
Gil Next Door. What?
I love the lazy naming on some shows though. Like I like Fairly Odd Parents. His parents are just called Mom and Dad. We never know their real name.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, wasn't the character Dad voiced also by the same guy who did Cosmo? What's his name? I always forget. He was the janitor in Ned's Declassified.
Butch Hartman, maybe? Was it him? I don't know.
No, the guy who did the voice of Cosmo. 1 second.
I thought it was Butch Hartman that did the voice of Cosmo.
No, he just made the show. He
Did you guys know that Cosmo was supposed to be the small one?
Oh, hold up.
I didn't hear that.
Sorry.
Oh, I said that Cosmo will back then in the pilot, Cosmo was supposed to be the one that was the smart one, and one that was gonna be the.
He was like a used car salesman in the pilot.
Yeah. Cosmo was supposed to be the smart one.
That's so weird.
And one that was supposed to be the ditzy girl.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, and also his name is Darren Norris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just to throw that out there. Yeah.
Interesting fact.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I knew mainly from Ned's Declassified, but he did some voice acting too. Cool.
I think the guy from Dead's Declassified played Mr. Crocker in the movie, Fairly Odd Parents movie. I'm pretty
live
sure.
action one, or?
Pretty sure, like the actor from Dead's Declassified ended up playing Denzel Crocker in the Fairly Odd
His
Parents
reaction
movie.
to Fairly Odd Parents. Like, Fairly Odd Parents, Fairly Odd Parents, Fairly Odd Parents.
I like how people think of him as older Tim. So many parallels.
I find it more funny how back then, Crocker, or like when he was a kid, he used to be like one of the cool kids.
Yeah, it's true. And then Cosmo ruined it.
Yeah, he ruined it by what did he do again?
He got the fairies taken away, right? And then because of Cosmo exposed them. He just ended up doing something stupid, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, fairies are real!" And then Jorgen and all them had to go and mind wipe everybody, and ended up every single time they had to mind wipe him, he just got uglier and uglier and uglier, and then he became the Denzel Crocker we all know.
Oh no! Interesting. I don't know this part.
Also, Daydreamer, can you do like a Dib pretending to be Denzel Crocker? That'd be awesome. But like instead of fairies, it's Zim.
Zimmy. Like Zim the invader, Zim the invader, Zim the
invader. Oh, that meshes so well.
And then he just goes, aliens! Fairies!
Aliens! God, that fits so well too.
I could actually see Dib become.
He just becomes a teacher, and then another Urkin comes to Earth, and he's just like doing the same thing that Denzel Crocker always does to Timmy Turner. To the alien.
Well, what would Gas be then?
I'm not sure.
She'd
probably be in an esports league, I'm sure.
Yeah. I was thinking more of a Vicky. She could babysit but not care about it.
Go to bed, you twerp.
Actually, yes. That would actually happen.
Speaking of crossovers, maybe we should do something there as well.
Maybe.
Should do that.
My favorite crossovers are the ones between Invader Zim and Grim Adventures. They're just so good.
Really?
Like because Gaz and Mandy are basically the same character, pretty much.
Yeah,
they just get along right off the bat, and then
I didn't know
Billy
about that.
and Gur become friends, of course, and then I think Zim and Grim kind of hang out.
And what about Dib?
Oh, Dib, I don't know. I think he probably just starts chasing Junior. Poor Junior. He's one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah, Junior, the kid.
It's another character I'd love to be able to voice, but can't. I love his voice so much.
The Junior?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. All I ever wanted was to be loved. He's just like this weird. He's like got these weird tentacles that he can summon, and he's a shapeshifter. Love Junior. He's barely in the show, but I love him so.
I forgot. Was he looking for a mom too?
He has a mom, but he doesn't have any friends.
Oh,
he liked my impression. Pretty good, Novi. I didn't think it was that good. I've been practicing for so long.
Well, there you go.
French. Yeah, like I'm hearing in the background my brother's watching Ready Player One.
Oh, I watched that movie illegally.
Illegally. Illegally.
Nerd Out got me into that one. Their song for Ready Player One got so addicted to that one. I'm just like, I have to see this movie now.
Whose song?
I just gotta watch it. I just got to watch it.
Nerd Out. They do like a bunch. They do songs for Marvel movies, video games, any popular films that are coming out. Basically, they'll just make a song for it, tailored to any of that. And they made Minecraft songs. That's what first got me into it, because they had this interesting one where they were trying to discuss the ethical dilemma of if like hunting cows. Basically, we have to kill cows in Minecraft, and they're like trying to show it from the cow's point of view. It's funny.
Oh yeah, exactly. This is utterly terrible.
Yeah, just let me be a cow. And he's like, if the role was reversed, would you like me to hunt you down and kill you?
It's horrible.
Interesting.
and then their Venom song is what got me into Venom too. Because I listened to that one and I'm like, okay, now we have to go see this movie that I didn't even know was coming out until I listened to that song. And it's so good.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, this looks good. I'm not gonna read any of the reviews because I hear they all bash it, but I'm just gonna go in blind. I'm just gonna watch.
Oh
it.
yeah, that's the best thing you can do, really, at the end of the day.
And all the critics hated it because I guess the trailer didn't live up to, or the trailer gave them false expectations or something. It ended up being like a comedy as opposed to like a scary action movie. But for what it was, it's really good.
Hey.
Yeah, there's way too many movies that I feel like I should watch, but I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. Me as well.
I'll be honest with you. If I'm going to watch any more movies, the next movie that I want to watch, actually to go back to Lord of the Rings, is the extended version of Lord of the Rings, which is around, in total, the entire trilogy, I think, comes to around 12 hours.
Yeah, I know it's really long.
It's a little long, yeah. So lots of junk food and lots of just
good.
Yeah. There was this assignment we had to do. I forget what class, but the two guys that I had to do it with, they both loved Lord of the Rings. So they're like, for this just fake assignment, we're just going to have a showtime of just Lord of the Rings. All at that time it was just 3 movies. So all 3 of the movies, and just have like intermissions and stuff. Just spend all day watching.
Oh my god. Yeah, you'd have to take some breaks in between because like they're not only are they long movies, they're movies that are based on stories that have like layers and mountains of information to have to keep up with.
Oh, I'm gonna try something here. I want to see if you guys could hear it too. Hold on. All right, let's see. Can you guys hear this?
Yes.
Can you guys hear that?
It's paused, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah,
sorry. They're just talking about your voice. I'm like, I can hear you fine.
Can you guys hear this?
Oh, I've seen that cartoon. It's like Spyro's Bad Day or something like that, or
yeah.
I
No.
can't hear the audio.
I am a fan, you dork.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Oh, never mind. I'm thinking
Have you guys?
Information.
Can you guys hear that?
No. But I know there was supposed to be like an option that you can like tick off for audio. I saw it in the last stream, but I can't find it this stream. I don't know what I did.
Yeah, I wanted to try and fix this. So like I want to show it like that way, like when Novi wants to show one of her previews, she won't have to do that again.
Yeah, I don't know how because like last time when I clicked on it, it just came up with an option and it said, "Do you want to play the audio in this tab?" And then at that point, there wasn't anything playing, so I hit no, and then I never saw that option again.
Oh.
I don't know.
Let's see. Why can't you guys hear it though?
Oh wow, that's so mean. You can do that in this. You can actually mute people in Hangouts apparently.
Oh, you are so mean.
I didn't do it. I just said you
yes,
can.
You did. Don't deny it.
Oh, now it's up. Jeez, no, I don't want to do that. You can actually adjust people's volume too. It's interesting.
Oh.
So if someone's too quiet, you could turn them up. That would have been helpful for the last stream when Scourge was so her volume was so low. I didn't.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Apparently you can do that. That's cool.
So you guys can't hear this? The song behind it?
All I can hear is your brother in the background.
You can only hear the background?
Yeah, I can't actually hear the audio. I know there's supposed to be an option for that, but again.
Dang it. Let's see if I could fix this again. Hmm. Can you hear that? No, I don't think so. Hold on. Oh my god, I can't fix this. It's gonna kill me. Let's see.
Curse you, Gregzilla.
Oh my god, are you serious? I think I found it. Maybe. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Let's see. Nothing?
Yeah, still nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Dang it. I'm going to get to the bottom of this, even if it kills me.
We're right there with you, buddy.
I know, it's so infuriating. It's like, oh, I guess it's a good thing I have speakers. Seize those.
Haha.
Oh.
Oh.
So you're Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I don't know how to do Mickey Mouse.
Don't try the shrimps.
Oh man, have you seen any of those impression off challenges? Like there was one that Brizzy Voices and Brian Hall did, and they were doing like also doing gender reversal ones too, where Brian had to voice all the girls and Brizzy had to voice all the guys.
I have seen it. They had like the little wheel at the back that like told them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That one was fun and funny.
Yep.
It was so funny. He's just like, and I have my princess voice, which I never use because no. And he always sounds like Snow White when he uses the voice. I thought it was pretty good, but he's just like, I don't like using that voice.
I love his videos where he goes through the Disneyland parks and he does the impressions of characters as he meets them.
I saw those, and I also like Brizzy's videos where she, for a while there, she would voice all the characters she could that were a certain color. Like she'd go do green characters, she'd do blue characters, yellow characters.
Blue, yellow, red, green.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
The video that she did where she did the like the alphabet rap thing.
Oh yeah, that was really good too.
Yeah, that was really cool. I love that.
Just like changing from voice to voice, and I'm just like, nah, I can't really do that.
That is talent. That is to be able to like not only memorize all those words, speed up the pace of your rapping, and still get the like nail the characters pretty much. Like that's just like, oh my goodness.
I also like when voice actors are able to change from like voice to voice, like two different characters. Like Justin Roiland does that a lot with Rick and Morty because he voices both Rick and Morty, and they have a lot of dialogue together. So we go from like Rick to Morty. And same thing with Richard Horvitz and oh my gosh, Billy's dad and Billy. Wherever they're having a conversation, he's going back and forth between the two.
What the heck is Billy's dad's name? Like he had like an alter ego or something.
Harold.
Sorry?
Harold. I just remembered it was Harold.
Harold.
Apparently he's a Navy SEAL. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, they showed it in the last movie, like Underfist, the movie that nobody ever knows about because it's by a different name. It's not even under the Adventures of Billy and Mandy franchise, but it's like a spin-off show that they wanted to do, and it was more of a joke, really. And nobody knows about it. It's really good. If you haven't heard of it, check it out.
Underfist, is that what it's called?
Underfist.
Underfist. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Step 1, storyboard. Step 2, it's complete. Thanks for watching.
Oh, you're leaving already?
What?
Is he leaving? I heard bye.
Sorry?
Oh,
I think
are
he
you
was
leaving?
making
a joke, but I didn't catch it.
No, I was just reading what it was saying on the video.
Oh.
Just said, thanks for watching my face. Go on.
There's so much work than that to it. Maybe it's like rough thing, and then basically my art. It goes from really rough looking horrible garbage to oh my gosh, there's the character, and then let's add a background, add some color, add some shading, and done. But it takes way too long.
Done.
Yeah, this stuff is like it's a long friggin' process.
It
my God,
is
this is
such
so
a
laggy.
process.
You know, and I imagine if Stanley was here right now, he'd be like, "Yep, I could tell you all about that."
Yeah, he could.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I wanted to do his channel, and I watched.
I give up. It's too laggy.
I watched what was completely done up until that point of the IZTDM. Looks crisp as heck.
I know
Oh,
he was showing me like sneak previews of this, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so good. He's just
It
like,
looks-
are you sure people are gonna like it? I'm like, yes, it's so good.
Heck yeah, yeah. No, I just when I watched it, it was so smooth, and everything was just the rendering was perfect, and just everything flowed. Just the animation was just as crisp as one could really want with that sort of style. It was just I genuinely enjoyed it. Yeah.
I know, I love his work too. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I know I fanboy a little bit too much about his work sometimes.
Funny story, actually. I used to fanboy over him before I actually really even got to know him. I was even in one of the voice actors on his project too. I voiced Schlunktepuxes. He's the guy in Backseat Drivers who's just like overly peppy. He's like, we almost died. It was so awesome. Anyone think that was cool? Please respond.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
And then he ended up he ended up finding my project there, the Doom Cider, and he thought it was cool, and I was just like fangirling so hard, like, oh my gosh, this guy that I idolize likes my stuff.
That is super cool.
And then he's like, if you need any help, just like ask me. And that's when I was like, okay, can you be the computer voice, please? I love your computer voice. And that's how he joined the cast. And then he comes back about a year or two later, and then, or actually probably a year later after I did the comic dubs, and he says, hey, I need some help with Invader Zim the Doom movie with the audio. Would you like to help me? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes! And I'll even pay you. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Awesome. How much did you get paid?
Well, there's a currency difference, so he was actually paying $20 American per scene, so it would have been 25 Canadian. Got that extra $5 premium because I'm Canadian.
That's so awesome. I seriously don't know how that really works. Getting paid and stuff because of doing a video. Does it always depends on the person that they're getting monetized for their video?
It does depend. There's different sites that you can go on. There's Freelancer, and Brizzy actually went into detail about some of the voice acting sites you can go on to try to get premium gigs and stuff. I
use a casting call.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Which is a good one. Yeah, that's one of them.
There's a site that I knew about a while ago called Voice123.
I think she mentioned that one as well.
Voice 123.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that one too.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was actually, but still, I was still pretty psyched when Novi came out to me again last time. I'm like, I just did one Invader Zim video, and I was like, okay, and then I come back and I'm like, I see someone message me. I'm like, hey, that was really good. And with Navi, I'm like, what? Seriously?
Just perfect timing. I needed a dip, and you were good.
Yeah. But still, fantastic.
It's like my lifesaver. I'm just like, oh no, I think, how am I ever going to continue without a dip? And then just like, Daydreamer can do dip, yes, please. And then you're just like, yes, I'll do it for you. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, finally.
Yes, you're the best. No, you're the best.
Finally, I don't need to be stressed out about dip.
Oh man, you must have been really stressed out if the one before me wasn't able to do his voice acting.
Yeah, whole summer of just me going, well, are you gonna do it? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it next week. Okay, it's next week. Where is it? I'm gonna do that next week. It kept pretty much the same thing.
I pretty much
entire summer. Awful.
I pretty much don't want it to tell a time limit because that stresses me out really, really bad.
Oh, I know. I feel your pain. That preview. Oh my god.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'll give it to you as soon as I can. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna say you're gonna get it within a month, tomorrow, a week. I don't say that because that's like people just expect you to do it
False
now.
hope.
It's setting an
False hope.
expectation, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to give false hopes.
That's good because
Good
you
on
gave
you.
a lot of that. Wasn't good.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of the voices I did for Div. I was still in the beginning stage of trying to how to work around Audacity.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And
When I started the Doom Cider, I'd only used Audacity like once before that. We had to learn it in school for tech ed, where it's just like, oh, here's a cool program that you can use for audio, and I didn't really know how to do much of anything in it. And then I came back, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn Audacity.
I kind of use what's called YouTube tutorials just to figure out how to use it.
That's the way to do
Same.
it. That's the way to do it.
That's how
Yeah.
you do it.
That's what I did.
And what else? I remember, you know what? I remember my first time putting my first video on YouTube. It was called Gamer Cat. It's a little comic strip. This person makes their own comic, and it's about a cat who plays any trending, video game. And what happens is that the cat gets his mind into the game and plays as it. And the comic was about what's called Metal Gear, because you know how you play Snake.
Mhm.
And I already got my snowball, so I could start recording, right?
Mm.
And I'm
Okay.
recording it, and I'm like, and when I went through Audacity to hear how it sounded beforehand, it sounded complete and utter shit. I swear, because I was like, "What's wrong with my mic? It's new. It's supposed to sound good." I heard other people talk into it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to clean it off. So like maybe that was what people did. That's why it sounds good, and it still sounded the same thing, even
Oh,
though
you
it
mean like
sounded
background noise?
no, like it was the audio quality.
Oh.
Oh.
And I was like, it was really bad. And I'm like, why is it so bad? And then I found out when I was recording, there was you know how you're supposed to pick which mic you're using
Okay.
from Audacity.
You're
Turns
using
out,
the internal one on your laptop, right?
yeah, I'm using the one in my laptop.
Oh no!
I'm like, no.
I was actually
Oh,
gonna
no.
say before that you had the volume up too high and it was damaging the audio.
I think I made the same mistake when I got my first mic. Because I got a Blue mic as well. I got a Yeti, and when I first gave it a shot, it was on my laptop, and I accidentally used the laptop mic, and it sounded like I was talking through a metal pipe that was like a mile long.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can relate.
I was like, no, why is it so bad?
I
you're
know.
all excited and whatnot. And of course, I mean,
And-
the fun. Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, like, when you're first getting into these sorts of things, like, whether it's, audio recording or, video editing and whatnot, you got the resources and you're like, okay, I got the stuff, I got the things, I can do this. Like, I can, it's a straightforward path. And then not even like 5 minutes into your, like, your state of just absolute euphoria and happiness at this, you hit a huge snag and you're like, what? This wasn't supposed to. Why is this happening? I thought I was getting somewhere. What's happening? Go!
Basically making a comic dub in Premiere. Yeah.
I
Well,
can imagine how hard that must be.
So
the thing is, Premiere, don't get me wrong, it's a good program, but
It is.
the way it sets the resolution is by the first image you import. And with the comic dubs, they're never the same size. Like, ever.
Yeah.
So your resolution gets so messed up. And so I found it easier to go in Movie Maker because it doesn't care about what resolution you're using.
Right.
Make it basically like that, and then put all the transitions in Premiere. The only one I actually did straight up in Premiere was the last one. That one was all done in Premiere. I persevered and did it. It was so hard. I had to like adjust everything.
Yeah. With Premiere, I've been using it since like the beginning of 2017, and it's a good program for the most part. but because of the nature of the videos that I do, like the acapella videos and the barbershop videos, it fills up, I guess, all the like the data or whatever like real fast. So it just gets super glitchy and super laggy when I'm like when I just want to like watch my progress so far, see if everything's synced up in my the audio is fun. The audio is like like it's just going fine, but then my face is like.
That's not Premiere. That's actually your video card.
Oh, that probably would be it then.
Yeah. I have a pretty powerful one on my computer, but I know what you mean. Like in Adobe After Effects, I have the same issue with a lot of stuff. It gets super laggy. I have to wait for it to render. It's a pain. But,
okay, that would be what it is then. Okay, never mind. Sorry, Premiere. I don't mean to blame you. Video card. Okay, it's all video cards. Okay.
Anything that's like super laggy like that usually is one of two things. It's either the hard drive of the computer or the video card when it comes to rendering.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm learning so much today. I'm loving this.
The more you learn.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no problem with Premiere, so it doesn't really lag with me. So my video card's okay.
Novi tech tips.
Jealous?
Jealous much?
Jealous. Well, I don't know. I haven't had Premiere lag, but it also depends on the nature of the video you're doing. Like, I don't do beastly videos with Premiere. I do it mostly in After Effects, and that's why I see the lag.
Yeah.
And then when Stanley's like, "Oh, what video editor are you using?" Or not, like audio or image editor. When Scourge is like, "Can you do 2 effects at once?" Oh, that's why I was like, yeah, no, I can't do that. Wait, oh yes, I can, but it's gonna be awful because all that rendering, just putting one thing on the screen can be tough. 2 things on the screen, it'll render, but it'll be a giant file size.
It'll know in a week when it's done rendering.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad I got into Premiere and like After Effects after I upgraded my laptop. It used to actually take 2 hours to make an entire comic dub video in terms of the rendering.
What?
Yeah.
Like, if I were to make that much that big of a like that long of a video, usually it just takes like 15-20 minutes for my computer.
Yeah, that's like my new computer, how it does. But the laptop, the thing was I would use 2 different programs. I had Movie Maker, which would take about an hour, or so, and then I have to convert the entire video over and put it in the other program, do the stuff I need to do there, and then that would take another 30 minutes or more to render.
Yeah, I had a similar process actually when I on my channel when I used to do Let's Play videos. I used I used Windows Live Movie Maker as well for my first editing software, and I think it was so the how I used to film the videos was using a PVR, my PVR, and I literally just put like a blank a blank like DVD disc into my my PVR DVD thing, and I would just, as soon as I started recording the episode, I would hit on play on Audacity to record my voice, and I'd hit play on the recording thing, and I just try my best to sync it up, and then obviously I took the disc, and then I would as soon as I put it in my laptop. The laptop, or rather, Windows Movie Maker would not accept the type of file that disk was. So I had to find a way to convert it, and I don't remember exactly what I did. I think I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he said that his friends who were filmmakers and whatnot, or like film editors and filmmakers, they recommended something called AVS Converter, and so I downloaded. Actually, how much did I buy it for? It was expensive for what it was used for. I think it was like $70 or $80.
AVC, you mean, like any video converter? That's what I.
Oh yeah, sorry, AVC, not AVS. Yes, that's what it is.
I just use the freeware version.
Oh,
it works for me.
Well, there you go. I paid money.
Well, I mean, the only premium features there, I think, are like the DVD burning or something, and like quality difference maybe, but it's so unnoticeable that I don't.
Oh, that's really good then. But I would have to convert it to, I think it was AVI. I think that was the file name that I had to convert it to, and that conversion process took, I want to say, probably close to 4 to 5 hours.
Mm.
And then, brutally long. And then as soon as it was done, I would then go into Movie Maker and I'd start doing my editing. I'd sync up the footage and the audio, which I was terrible at doing at the time. I had to learn how to do that properly. And then when that finished and I had to render and export that took, you're going to laugh at this. It was between so it would take up to sometimes 6 to 7 to sometimes 8 or 9 hours. It was stupid. So what I would do is I would do the conversion thing. And then once I did the editing and rendered the editing, I would then just leave my laptop on while it rendered and I would go to work.
Yeah, I can see that. Mine would get so hot that I couldn't use it, so I have to walk away and do something else for that 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, as soon as I came back, the episode would be done. And then during the night, I would then stay up a little bit to upload the video, which I didn't know at the time sucked up like a giant chunk of the bandwidth at my parents' house. So every time I uploaded the video, no one else could use the internet.
And you're just going around saying, sorry.
Exactly. So all that would happen would be I would be uploading a video, and all of a sudden I'd hear my parents go, "Why the hell is Netflix not working? I can't access Facebook. What's going on here?"
We're back in the dark ages.
And you just be in your room going, not me.
Well, exactly. I didn't want to say anything at first, just in case, but it was just I'm uploading a video. Is that the problem?
Is that a problem right here?
Yeah, exactly. So then I would stop uploading the video, and lo and behold, the internet came right back. Yeah, it was.
Oh God.
So it was rough, trying to get these Let's Play videos out because, of course, I had to wait for everybody else to not be using the internet just to do that. And it was gosh darn it, this is so tough. So, yeah, that's my sob story.
Yeah, my sob story is still with my first video. If you were to look between my first video and my other ones, you could tell the huge difference between the audio quality. And there's nothing I can do about it. I'm too lazy to redo it again. It'll just serve as a reminder on oh, this is what happens. Everyone makes a mistake in the beginning.
That's especially the thing of if I had to learn this when I was doing I had to kind of just go with this sort of mindset when I started doing the acapella videos. It's there's going to be a lot of errors with your first initial set of videos because you don't really know what you're doing. The best thing to do is just put them out there and just move on to the next thing because you're going to, as soon as you get that previous project out of the way, it's done. You don't have to work on it anymore. My first few acapellas sound like garbage, and yet I uploaded them at the time because I'm yeah, I'm fine with that. Just add a little bit of reverb and then I'm good to go. And then, but you put that project out there into the world and then you move right on to the next thing. And with the knowledge that you have learned from that, and then all the, the improvements and all that sort of stuff that was going through your mind when you thought I could improve on this, you apply it to the next project and then you just keep kind of going. But the best thing to do is just to work on it and then just get it right out there and then just keep going, and don't look back.
Yeah, basically me with the comic dubs. After the first one, Stanley's just want me to review the next one? Okay. So he goes through and he reviews the entire, or not that one, but the issue, the one where they're inside Ger's head. That one I got him to review after he noticed mistakes in the issue 22 dub with the volume and everything. I got him to review that. He picked out so many things that I would have been oh, thank you. I wouldn't have noticed that. It's my lifesaver for that one. And,
that is super cool.
Yeah. Just critiquing my work. It's here you go. This one. Okay.
It's okay. Yep, sounds good. Awesome. Oh yeah, because you're just absorbing it all and okay, I will do that. I will do that. Yes, perfect.
So much knowledge.
Yeah. So much. It's awesome.
Oh my god, I'm getting kind of tired.
Oh.
Yeah. My parents are banging for dinner. If you haven't heard the banging, that's what they do. They stop on the floor a couple times, and that means dinner.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
What time is it for you guys right now?
Me, it's
I heard a thump.
5:55.
Is it what time?
I can hear it.
5:45, you said?
Yeah, 5:45.
Okay. What about you? What about you, Mr. Knight?
It's already
Almost
1:55.
2, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
and I
almost
have the
2.
same. You and I have the same time. Yeah. Almost 2.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's kind of rainy on my side though.
It's sunny, but it's just really cold. Well, not really cold, but like cold.
Yeah, my side my side is raining.
Oh yeah, fun.
Oh my god, should we end it right here so we could let Novi eat?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh man,
It's up to Navi. She's in control of this whole live stream, so I'd say it's up to her.
Yeah, it's up to her. Let's hear Novi say something.
What we could do is we could end it and then come back maybe because we're having such a good time. I
Yeah.
will be on for like a bit.
Yeah, sure. I'm not doing anything today. I'm literally just gonna be sitting in my suite, just doing some cleaning, eating, and doing stuff on the computer and playing some video games probably.
Actually, I need to get some stuff ready for. I have classes tomorrow, starting tomorrow actually.
Oh, fantastic.
Fun.
Yeah.
What's the classes?
It's mostly I'm gonna try to become a medical assistant.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
So yeah, so I could earn a bit of cash.
Yeah, good idea.
Nice.
That is a good idea. Well, that's an awesome endeavor to undertake. So there you go.
Yeah,
I
and
wanna
maybe
be a
we should
programmer.
but we should still try to do one of the ideas that I pointed out so we could all try it out.
It sounds pretty neat.
Yeah, like if some of us can't make it, that's fine because different timetables and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But if we could find a, but of course, we're gonna have to decide like maybe later on like who's gonna be posting up the videos, or we could do it individually, whichever might work.
I do not know.
No idea.
But we'll figure that out much later.
Yeah, I feel like we should get Scourge and Stanley to talk with us about this as well. Just we're all here to be like, yeah, we should do this, because maybe they might have an idea of how to make that function as well.
Yeah.
I like Stanley's idea where you just cut to the interesting part, where like you'd have like a chat, right, and then you just edit to like the funnier parts and then show them. Kind of like
right?
that.
Just basic highlights, just to be like, hey, it was really really long, but here's like where things got really funny or interesting, kind of thing. Like enjoy.
Like and like you hear us, we're like, and so we make one dumb comment, we're like, what the fuck? You're like, ah.
Yeah.
And when we're like, and when by the time just the beginning, we're on the first episode, we're like, Gur's most famous quote, "I want to be a mongoose." They're like, ah. And you hear a static. Shh. Next scene, next highlight.
Yeah. Then it just keeps going.
Yeah. I find videos more funny when they cut the person off, like right in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I watched some YouTube videos that are kind of like that actually.
Like they're gonna cuss, and they get cut off, and when they get angry or they start laughing like crazy,
Yeah.
or like whatever, they just cut off right there, and they go to like, are you cool? Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah. We're just like, yeah, I just need a second. Whew. I like it.
I like it. But yeah. But we'll see how it's gonna. We'll see where can we post the video. Maybe we could post it on Novi since it kind of revolves around Invader Zim, but then we have Scourge who also does it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out later.
We'll find a way.
Well, or we could just make an OK channel or something. I don't know.
A which channel?
A new channel or something.
Oh yeah,
dedicated
that'd be
to
cool.
that.
A group
Yeah.
channel?
Yeah, a group channel.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty cool.
I think so.
Yeah,
Then
get
that'd be
to
a
hang out
part-
with you guys more.
That would be a lot of fun, actually. I really enjoy talking to you guys. Actually, it's really cool.
It's
Hey,
kind
you
of
guys
sad
are
that
also
I
fun.
engage with like Stanley and like Scourge more, but yeah, I really need to engage more
It
with
is
you
what
guys.
it is. I mean, not to mention you three do a lot of the same work and are involved in a lot of the same projects together, like art-wise and audio-wise and whatnot. So that's gonna just happen. It's totally cool. I'm really just a voice provider, is all I am. So the communication is not as much. I would definitely
All right.
say.
And I'll make sure to the website I guys told you about, Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and see, do some tests on how how it works properly and how everyone could see it properly and without any lags behind it. Unlike
Absolutely.
when we use Google Hangouts.
Yeah. Also, sorry to cut you off there, but Gorgeous Freeman just sent us another
Yes.
message. Yeah, absolutely. Well, love your support as well. I mean, these are super fun projects to work on. So appreciate it for you enjoying it. So awesome. It's awesome.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
Hope you we really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed this.
And I totally fanboyed. Yeah, I fanboy talking to all of them. So I know how you feel.
Yeah.
It's awesome talking to them. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Sometimes you just want their attention, but they just can't see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that if one day, if it happens, when we do make the fan base like really big, there's gonna be a lot of people just chatting around.
Yeah, we'll see what goes down.
We'll see what's going on.
It's just a go with the flow kind of state of mind. So it's just going to be like, let's just see what happens. Let's see what kind of impact we end up, we perhaps make in the Invader Zim world. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. And I kind of like the fact how when we think that the person that we want to, like get their attention and then like want them to voice act and want voice stuff for one of our videos, we might think, oh, they're not gonna pay attention. They're too high up. And it's like in reality, it's not as simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta be courageous. Go for it.
Yeah.
I remember when I first reached out to you guys, I was just like, they're probably gonna say no. I'm done.
Oh,
really?
See, see, for me, when you first reached out to me through, I don't remember which video it was, I experienced like, what? You want me to be on your work? Like, oh my God. And at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, something like this has never happened before. I'm a little nervous. What is this?
Same.
And like, I was just thinking to myself, you know what, man? Do it. Because if you say no, or I don't know, I feel kind of uncomfortable, you is going to regret it like crazy. And so I just was like, yeah, I'm totally game for this. Like, I mean, not to mention, I do a little bit of voiceover on the side as well, because I get the auditions every once in a while. So this is like a perfect way for me to, to be able to do something frequently or fairly consistent in terms of voice acting. And not to mention, I'm getting to play a little green alien who, I love the show of kind of thing. So it's like, yes, please. This is awesome. So yeah,
same.
Yeah.
We're on the same boat right
cool.
here. So yeah, anybody that's watching, you're not the only one that has the jitters.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, first stream I was like a wreck, just like so nervous. Oh no! And then Stanley was the first one that came on, and I was like, thank God.
Well, that's the funny thing too, is like the first stream that we did, I flicked on my interface and I put my headphones on. I'm like, okay, and my heart is pounding, and I clicked the link, and it's like, okay, you're about to go live. And I'm like, why'd you have to say it like that? I'm so nervous now, and I'm just sitting there for a good 2 minutes, just staring at the go live, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen, but let's just do this. Let's just take baby steps. We'll get through it. It'll be nice and it'll be fine. And I ended up just clicking it, and actually, funny enough, you mentioned that because I heard I didn't say anything at first, and then I heard you and Stanley talking, and I'm like, hello.
Just like before people came on, I was just like playing Fusion Fall to calm my nerves, and just like, I'm just gonna play Fusion Fall, just not about anything. Fusion Fall, and then I hear Stanley's voice, and I'm like, oh hey, it's you! Yay! Someone I've actually engaged with. I don't have to be alone. Be like awkward,
right.
like, hello, hi. We've never met before, really. We've only talked through email.
Oh man, it's just So, needless to say, no regrets at all. Because of course, now I'm like totally like just calm and chill, and this is like, okay, this is nice, But like at the beginning, it's like, hi, how are you guys? Can everyone hear my voice okay? Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, that first stream, oh man. And this one was a little nerve-wracking too, because I was just finishing up that preview. I literally rendered the video like 10 minutes before, and I was like, oh no. There's still that one frame that isn't even anywhere near done, and there's ones without backgrounds. Oh, right. At least the timing's okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You're good. It all ended up working out in the end, so big thumbs up to that.
Thanks.
No worries.
I basically went from having my first frame done about 6 days ago, my first ever actually completed frame, to having the entire thing mostly done 6 days. So rough to say the least.
Whew. Yeah, because you gotta really put the hours in the day into that.
It takes so long. It doesn't look like it, I'm sure, but it takes so long.
Yeah. No, totally get it. So. Yeah, no, I mean, the preview, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned anything before, but it looks really good so far. Like, props to you on that.
Thanks. The first background was I was hungry for cookies, so I'm literally just like, I'm just going to use that cookie font I downloaded, make it a cookie store.
Cookies. There we go.
Cookies, yeah.
That'll do it.
Cookies.
Yeah, well, my parents are really banging. If you haven't heard, I'm sure it's picking up in the microphone.
All right, yeah, we can hear that. So should we end the session here?
We could pick it up later if you guys want.
Yeah, sure. No worries. Like later, like in the next few hours or something, or.
Yeah, and maybe Stanley can join us because he said he'd get off his Skype call soon.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and maybe that'll give you enough time to finish all your schoolwork there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds pretty cool.
All right.
Well, I guess I'll talk to you guys in a few hours. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Bye-bye.
And thank you to all those that tuned in to watch as well.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
And thank you for the villainous eye for not coming.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.